think. And let's put it on the correct. Yeah, it is on the correct one. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, gang. Colin here, Festa 67's workshop, and Fox, the model making guru. Welcome, welcome, and welcome to Wednesday Workbench Live with Festa and Foxx for our good friends. eModels.co.uk. Your
one-stop shop for all your model making needs.
There you go. Your one-stop shop for all your model making needs, folks. So yes, we are continuing our Baneblade build-up, and big congratulations to last week's winner, Max McGinn, because he's going to be receiving one of these shortly, and he'll be able to build along with us. So he's already got it, has he? Oh, happy.
Yeah, he's had it already.
There you go.
And it is, in fact, it's the new one with the extra sprue in it.
Oh, there you go, Max. So, yeah, mate, happy days. You two can be building along with us, mate. So big congratulations to you. First up, let's have a quick looky-loo to see who's in the chat. First in, we had Marcy, scale model Muse, saying hi, you're all.
Hey, Muse.
Hello, Muse. Hello, my darlings. There's me doing my contractual obligation of hugging Muse because fear and all of that. Look.
Abject terror, yes.
Absolutely. I get hugs back, so I'm in the good books. Lee Eagles is in, saying hello, everyone, with big waves. Hello, Lee. How you doing, buddy?
Willkommen.
Jeff Light is in, says good evening. Cole Fox and all in chat. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello.
Love to you and love to Maggie. Jacqueline is in from Jacqueline Crochet Art, saying good evening, gents. Good evening, Jackie. How are you, sweetheart?
Hello, Jackie.
Love to you and Kevin. Excuse me. And Steve is in, saying good evening, all. Good evening, Steve. How are you, buddy?
Oh, ignore that. Shh. I'm trying to load the video. Stop.
Yeah, Fox did the Ted. Fox did the Ted.
I forgot to load the chat, so I'm just having to load it now.
Oh, I love that he's done that because he's the first person to go, oh, you got your audio on. You got your audio on.
No, it's because it's on the iPad, that's why.
Yeah, but blame the iPad. Blame the iPad. It's not user error. Can I mock you?
No. No, not at all.
Stefan Last is in, saying good evening, everyone. Good evening, Stefan. How are you, my friend?
Good evening, my friend.
Lovely to see you in. So I am going to be continuing rusting up this bad boy, and I started doing some subtle rust tones on it last week. Yes, you heard me right. I said subtle. So that's what I started last week, and all of this is going to be underneath the top coats. So
underneath the top
coats. There you go. You're done. Yeah. So all of that's going to be underneath the top coats. I've got the doors to do, and then I've got the other side of this to do.
Screen?
Can do, mate. Can do. So I've got the other half to do. As you can see, there are very, very subtle shades in there. Let's turn that round because I want to glue that. So there's subtle tones, and then I shall darken it up once the top coat's on, do some edge rust and things like that. So I've got all of this lot to do yet, folks. So, yeah. So that's what I'm going to be up to. Got me little turrets to do and things like that. So that's what I'm going to be up to today.
Lovely.
What are you up to?
I have, over the weekend, I got the build finished and I actually got it primed. I used a delightful, I was going to do lots of airbrushing and I thought, no, you know what, it's a nice day, I'll go outside and use a delightful can of Citadel's anti-dust spray.
Oh, nice one.
Because that's going to be the base colour for my tank anyway, so if you can spray it the same colour, prime it the same colour as the base colour, well, duh.
Happy days.
So what I'm going to be doing today, I've got everything assembled, I've got the sponsons removable. I've got my turret there, and I've got my dude that comes off. I also magnetised my aerial.
I know, you're good.
But I discovered the easier way to do the magnetising in the aerial, there's a little ejector pin mark inside the aerial housing.
That's right, yeah.
Drill it in a little bit to the width. I happen to have some magnets that are exactly the same size as that ejector pin mark. So I drilled it down a little bit, put it in there. I stuck a magnet on the side.
Yeah.
And then put it in place, and where the magnet was on the side told me where the height of the hole to drill in that bit, so I just drilled the hole in that bit.
You're clever. This is why you're a guru.
Last time I did an aerial like that, I just cut it off here and put magnets in the middle, and I'm looking back at that now, I'm thinking, what a dingus.
Yeah.
So tonight I shall be starting my camouflage scheme. So I don't normally do camouflage, but I'm going to do a 2-colour camouflage. This is Andrew Dust and some Skaven Blight Dinge.
Oh, nice one. Can't beat a bit of
Skaven
dinge.
Blight Dinge. Yeah, I like a nice bit of dinge. It'll look really crap until I put all the weathering on it. Camouflage always looks terrible till you weather it.
That's the thing. We get to the point, don't we, with these builds where you start weathering it up and you think, yeah, that's looking a bit ropey,
Yeah.
but it comes together, folks.
Yeah.
Panzer Cat is in. He says, greetings, one and all. Hello, Panzer. How you doing, mate?
Hello.
Lee says, I'm blooming marvellous, he says. And Erwin Nightsing is in, says, evening legends. Hello, Erwin. How are you, my
Not seen
friend?
Owen for a while. Welcome back, my friend. Not seen you for a bit.
How are you, buddy? Always nice to see Erwin.
So you're doing your kind of your rusting, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm.
You're enjoying that rusting, aren't you?
I am, mate. I'm applying it with a suitable sponge of sponginess.
Sponge.
Happy days.
I'm going to go for a 2-colour camo scheme,
Yeah.
but I'm going to try and do it so it's not just solid block of colour.
Oh,
I'm going to initially paint on a solid block of colour, but then I'll use dry brushing because I'm going to do an airbrush on this if I can avoid it. I'm going to use dry brushing to soften the edges of the colour swatches.
Yeah.
So it looks like spray, but it's not. It
Oh,
might be
right,
complete
yeah.
garbage by the time I finished it, but you never know.
You never know, mate. You never
So what
know.
I shall do first is get on some really stodgy blobs of the dark colour paint just to block in where I want the dark colours.
You're a stodgy blob.
Well, thank you very much. That means very much. Thank you. Very kind of you, my friend. Hello, yes.
Let's have a looky, Luke, see how that comes up.
Do I want to use my wet palette? It's going to take up 90% of my wet palette if I do this, isn't it?
There
Yeah.
you go.
I think I'll not use my wet palette for this step.
He's not using his wet palette, folks.
No, I don't need to for this one because I'm only just I'll use my dry palette because I'm just slapping paint on basically. So.
Slap it on.
Oh, do you know on my Saturday Sunday stream how the title card has a little bit of tape and it says Saturday on it?
Yeah.
If anybody thinks I drew that, now it's there. I took a photograph of that piece of tape.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I don't draw things when I can just use things from real life. Right, so this is where it all goes horribly to pot.
Don't forget, folks, belly and bench. What's in the belly? What's on the bench? And what is your beverage of choice?
And most importantly, who is your daddy and what does he do?
There you go.
You don't have to answer that one. You can if you want. Right, so this is the bit where it tends to either work really brilliantly or go horribly wrong, so we'll find out which. How have you been, my friend?
I've been all right, mate. Yeah, it's been quite a quiet week. I've been airbrushing and doing a bit of gaming, and yeah, so
You gaming?
I
Holy
know,
moly.
it's scary, isn't it? Eh? Who would have thought it?
Is such a thing possible?
Yeah. So yeah, I've just been chillaxing a little bit. You know, a little bit at the bench, little bit of R&R, little bit at the bench, little bit of R&R. It's how I roll these days.
Little bit of R&R.
So yeah, it's been a nice chilled week so far.
Good. You're a nice chilled week.
Absolutely. So, at the moment, it looks like a cat's been walking across the top of my Baneblade, but it'll come good.
Oh, yeah. Well, mine's going to look like it's been painted by a 5-year-old until I actually start doing all the cool effects.
Yeah. Yeah, but even
think
when
I've-
you've done the cool effects, it has been painted by a 5-year-old, because me and you
Well-
are 5.
That's true. You're not wrong there, actually, mate. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, you know, we are little children at heart.
Little children.
Believe you me, we are childish.
I was about to burst into the song Little Donkey there, but I realised I don't actually know the song Little Donkey, so it would have been failure. It put a quick end to me singing Little Donkey.
Yeah, you've been umming and ahhing regarding your camo scheme, haven't you, for quite a while? And
Yeah, it just wasn't. I wasn't sure because it's always nice to be able to just use. If I don't want to use an airbrush,
yeah,
as I don't in this case, it's always nice to use a primer that is the base colour. Now, the thing to know about these Citadel sprays is they're not technically primers,
yeah,
but they are lacquers. So They are fairly durable, to be perfectly honest, and there's no harm at all in using them as a primer colour coat. But the beauty of it is they've got a range of the colours, and they match perfectly the pot paint.
Yeah.
So if you prime something in like Xandri Dust, like I am, and then I get a pot of Xandri Dust and start brush painting it, it's a perfect match.
Yeah.
So it just kills two birds with one stone, basically. And obviously, Army Painter do air rattle can colours as well. So if you can double up on your colours, it's always a winner.
For those that wonder, what I'm putting me paint on is a texture palette. It's something I 3D printed, and it just lets me, when I dry brush, I can rub it over little areas and I can see how much paint is actually on the sponge or whatever, so I can just...
Oh, is that...
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it, yeah. That's really good idea.
Yeah, if you want one, I'll print you one, mate, but it'll be really handy. So, yeah.
I know you can get like little palettes with like a leathery texture and stuff, can't you? But that's just even better.
Yeah, it's got rocks, it's got bricks, it's got a bit of a car, it's got all kinds of different things, and then you just paint over it with a primer again and start all over again. But if you're doing something like a Xenophile paint scheme where you've got a black base and you want to dry brush the white on, going over this can really help. So it's just a 3D print that I've done, and different textures, different things that you can play with. So.
Allows you to control how much paint's on your brush, doesn't it? Because you can judge straight away. So I did that. Good thinking, Girl Wonder.
Yeah, I was asked during one of the other jobs what I was leaning over and putting me paint sponges, and so something that I had normally off camera. For those that asked, that's what it is. It's a texture palette. You can make your own just by using an empty tub, little Tupperware tub. Just going through your Warhammer Greebles box, bung them all in, bit of hot glue. Fill any of the voids up with a bit of gravel, prime it all, and you've got yourself a texture palette. Nice and simple. So you can make your own.
I really struggle, I like that idea, but I really struggle making camouflage patterns.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I really never know where to, rather to make them just look like stripes, which always comes out looking a bit rubbish.
I did a tank recently. Yeah, I think you know the video. I mean, I won't say because it's for another retailer. But I did a tank build, and a lot of people were surprised that I free-handed it. I just had the tank in front of me and started drawing the camo on with the airbrush, and I find I got a lovely randomisation on that build, just, doing it that way. So all my camo now is going to be free-handed.
Funnily enough, when you put camo on an actual real tank, it's either brushed on or sprayed on like that.
Well, most of them put it on with mops, didn't they? And things.
In those days, yeah. In those days.
In the olden days.
I was quite amused to see recently. It was a squadron of HIMARS launchers.
Yeah.
And I was quite amused to note that they all had exactly the same colour scheme, like to a T. I was like, wow, they just made them all exactly the same. So, well, I thought it was just some bloke with a spray gun and they just randomly, no. All made to match.
Athol is in, saying, evening chaps, gals, Beth and I are within. Muse says she doesn't want to go to work, and she's just had 2 fruit bars and a massive glass of milk. Good. She says, cool palette. Thank you very much, Marcy. Graham McRobert is in, saying hi all. He's been busy fence building for his neighbours. There you go. And she's just come in from mowing the yard. Sorry, now she's got to get ready for work. Oh, bless you. We'll have a nice day at work, my love. Be good. Yeah, that's the operative words with Marcy, isn't it? Be good.
Yeah, be good. Don't kill too many of the customers.
Yeah. So, show us on the security video where the lovely Marcy punched you.
Well, just by the gardenware. Oh, okay.
Yeah. See what you did.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever I do camouflage, it just comes out looking like stripes, which is kind of a bit rubbish, really, but I can go back in with some Xandri Dust and put some extra shapes in, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's simple enough, isn't it?
Oh, look, big thumbprint. Lovely. There you go.
First thumbprint of the day.
Achievement unlocked.
Got to have your first fun print, mate.
Yep. Underneath the thumb print.
Ah. Don't
So I'm
forget,
just doing
folks,
really
there's
rough-
a new video up as well that Fox has done on the UMP. I don't know whether you've already told the viewers, but go and have a looky, Lou.
No, I haven't, but you have now.
There'll be more to
don't-
come.
Yep. Because don't forget, UMP is now brought to you by eModels.co.uk.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll be doing more little... We'll be doing little sort of... Here's a quick look at what the products are, which is what's gone up to today. And then in the future, we'll be doing lots more in-depth tutorials, how to do all the different things and stuff.
Yeah, I'll sure. Fox is going to do the advert ones, aren't you? And I'm going to do the airbrushing for noobs.
Yeah.
And, you know, basically film them from a complete novice's point of view.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Obviously, I'll probably put in there a bit on field stripping the airbrush right down to its components. So Fox will get to see how a pistol airbrush goes together. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. Because the thing, I can take mine apart, but not to... I can take the bit out the barrel.
Yeah.
But taking all that bit apart, no. There's paint in there from like 1984.
Absolutely. So for those that have never done that, it'll be a quite an in-depth... You know, it's not going to be an hour-long video, don't get me wrong, but... You know, if someone's never used an airbrush before and never stripped one down to thoroughly clean it, then I think that'll be a nice instructional how-to. So that's what we're going to do. So Fox is going to do the nice, quick 5-minute advert. You know, this is what it is. We sell this now, and then...
Yeah. Mine are like the, you know what this is. Here's just the product that maybe not tried this specific product before.
Absolutely. And I think it'll give both sides of the hobby a looky-loo then, won't it? I'm going to charge you for that, by the way. You got a you got a festerism in on your video. We're going to go and have a looky-loo. I'm so proud of him.
I'm pretty sure I've said looky-loo before.
I know, but I'm mocking you, dear. Get the joke.
Are you just trying to get the ka-ching where you can?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good girl. I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, no, but yeah.
I'm going to make a judgment call and say that tanks don't have camouflage underneath because I'm not putting camouflage underneath.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother, mate. Normally they're just a base colour, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think people camouflage underneath the tank where underneath the hole.
Yeah, unless they're going to burrow in worms with lasers. Yeah, worms with lasers.
Do you want to explain how that particular thing came into your mind? Because I'd love to know.
No, I don't. I'm just going to leave that one there for the audience just to face palm and go, really, Festa?
Hello and welcome to Channel 4. Tonight, after Snooker with the Broom Boys, it's Worms with Lasers, a new comedy series that you won't like from Ben Elton.
Yeah, worms with lasers, 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 yeah.
From the producers of Dick Spanner, it is Worms with Lasers.
Dick Spanner, yeah.
Really don't understand camouflage, do I? No, not got a clue about camouflage. It'll be the world's worst camouflage scheme.
Don't worry about it. Stop stressing.
I'm not stressing.
Don't overthink it, dear. You'll be fine.
Oh, it will. If there's one thing I do in life, I cannot do in life, it's overthink, because thinking's hard.
Yeah, but you've built how many of these things? You should know the camouflage off by heart.
No, I've only done one camouflage, and that was Counter Camouflage scheme.
Oh, I thought you'd done 8 Bane Blades or however many.
Yeah, I just normally do in one colour.
Oh, you go for the easy option then.
I've done Lehman Russes, but they're little tiny things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the fact that we've got to watch old videos to remember how we did a specific paint effect, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, the thing I'm doing here, I'm going to do some form of Armageddon Steel Legion colour scheme, which is kind of grey and sand, whereas you've got a much more interesting kind of like dazzle colour scheme on yours.
Yeah, dazzle camo type thing going on. So
mine's just like big swathes of grey and sand. So
big swathes of grey, yeah, big swathes of grey.
Grey and sand hiding your tank. See what I did there?
I did. Proud of you, mate.
It's almost like I was around in the 1970s. So don't forget, folks, bench, belly and beverage. My bench today is this, although I have been today working on as well. Not that it's anything to do with eModels, but I've been working on my GT40 as well. Because the size of that.
Oh, that's a big one.
There was much swearing to be had putting them seats in. I tell you.
Yeah, you proper went into Festa realms, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, there was some deep joy. There was a
Little
word
bits
said.
of you cry inside. They did, didn't
Yeah, yeah, and they made bad words come out of my face hole. I shan't repeat the words.
they? No, certainly not on this stream, mate. Family friendly and all of that.
Yes.
What we got? Graham McRobert says looking good. Colin and Fox, they are. Al says my cheap knock-off Chinese trigger brush works again thanks to my neighbour changing my needle size from 0.2 to 0.5 and updating his reservoir tank. Yes.
Ooh. You just say reservoir.
Yeah.
It's a good word for you, though. Reservoir. That's you speaking French. You do realise that, don't you?
Reservoir.
Bonjour. It is time. Now, if I was clever, I'd make sure there was no camouflage patch where my sponsons are. Am I clever?
No.
No, not at all. Brilliant. Well done, Fox. You had one job. Oh, thankfully, it's just in a corner, though, so I can get away with it. Handy tip, if you are painting camouflage on a Baneblade, if you can possibly avoid having to do camouflage all over the sponsons, because it's lots of little figure corners and edges, just make sure the camouflage doesn't go over the sponson.
Yeah, because, you will regret it.
Yeah.
You'll have inner tears.
I have found out today that the Baneblades that James Mate has in stock at eModels are now the new February 2023 SKU.
Oh, good. With the extra sprue.
The one with the extra sprues, all the extra sponsons and accessories and stuff. So if you've been looking at getting a Beyblade, I don't know if they've got any of the old ones left, but when you buy it, it'll either be one of the new ones or one of the old ones. You either or. But they do now have the new ones in stock, because I noticed when Max got his, it was a new one. So I sent the description to James so he could update the words on the website. Look at that. There's the entire bit of camouflage on that one sponsor. It's that corner there. See, I'm cunning, me.
You are. I'm proud of you, soldier.
Hang on, no, I've got another bit as well, wait. That bit there. See, I could not have to paint them now. And because I'm a normal human being, I put the sponsons at the back, not the front.
You're a what?
Because I'm a normal human being,
Ooh,
I put the sponsons at the back. Yeah, not at the front. Nobody does sponsons at the front. That's just silliness.
Yeah, it don't look right, does it?
No, it just looks derpy.
Looks a bit like 1980s shoulder pad, doesn't it? Oh, I got these on. Yeah.
Right, let's get the turret on so I can paint the camouflage on that.
Get your turret on.
What was ATV? Now what am I doing? Watching Rumpole. Get your turret on.
Oh yeah,
is that London Weekend? Is that London Weekend or ATV?
ATV, wasn't it, Lou Grape?
Oh no, it was London Weekend.
All right, then I'll shut up then.
No, I meant the music. You were singing. Yeah, it was London Weekend. God, I can just see the thing now with the picture of the St Paul's and all that on the Thames.
Yeah, Thames Television.
Yeah. Then it wasn't London Weekend, it was Thames. I see, I got it wrong as well.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yay! I'm an idiot. Woo!
Yeah. He's just confirming what we already knew.
Yeah, I like to confirm what the people already know. It makes me look smart.
He knows his opinion.
God knows something needs to. I don't know. I lowered my standards vastly and it just so happened.
I like that. Oh, it makes me look smarty there. Oh, does it now?
I am smart. SMRT smart.
Yeah. Out of interest, folks, can you let us know whether audio and video are coming through nice and clear? That would be nice, just so that we know.
Yep. There you go. I've made sure that my camouflage stripe goes across the turret.
Oh, proud of you, soldier.
In the forward position.
He's good, isn't he?
Seat backs to the upright position, doors to manual.
This is why he's a GNU, you know.
Model making GNU. How do you do? So that looks like an absolute cluster flange. But what I'll do is I'll go over it and paint it betterer, and then I'll dry brush around the edges. It looks terrible when you're at this point because it's only like one thin coat and it's patchy, so I need to go over it again in a minute.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
No, I know.
It'll come good.
It'll come good. Good. I wasn't even using real words there. Right, so let me clean off my brush.
Athol says both for 5B5, Cole. Thank you very much, Athol. Massively appreciated, mate.
Yep.
We like to know that the audio's coming through okay because...
Totally forgot to get some water in my cup. Hang on, back in a sec. I'm such a spoon. I had one for job. Fox. Good God, man.
Yeah, so yeah, it's nice to know that it's coming through all right. Just, yeah. So, there's multiple sponge coats of this stuff going on.
Oh, hey. I'm back.
He's back. There you go.
One job.
You had one job, dear.
Coffee, don't mind if I do.
Oh, happy days.
Coffee.
Oh, you're back on the coffee, are you?
I have one in the morning, maybe 2 in the morning, and then I have one after dinner, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because I realised I can't have no coffee because that's a crime against humanity.
Yeah, you can't do that, mate.
No. But I can have not like 7 coffees a day, which is not ideal.
Yeah, it gets a bit much, mate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pick a bit of that up. There you go.
Did you read that Muse had 2 fruit bars and a massive glass of milk?
I did. I was mightily impressed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was mightily impressed.
My GP told me something interesting I never realised. I was talking about hydration. She went, funnily enough, did you know that milk is actually more hydrating than water? And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, how does that even work? And she went, very well, thank you.
So I have minuscule amount of milk. I have literally a drop in me tea, and that's it. Because, yeah.
Yeah. I've just got to realise I've got to paint the...
I used to drink bottles of it. I used to love drinking milk, but, yeah.
I like milk. Right, so I no longer need the dry palette. That can go there, where I can forget it's there and put my elbow in it, because that's always the way.
Are you being special? You are, aren't you?
No, I will. If you're painting a model, you know, at some point, oh, you know what? I need to put camouflage on the boomstick as well, don't I?
You do.
That's the point. I forgot that bit. I'll do it with a littler brush. Yeah, if you paint a model, you don't come out with at least some paint on your elbow at some point, then you're just not doing it right.
Oh, absolutely. You know me, mate. It's the same as super glue. If I'm not super gluing the bottle to my finger, then I haven't applied the super glue correctly.
Yep. Don't matter what Festa's building, he'll come out with a Spitfire into his face.
Oh, yeah.
But you're building a tank. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What can I say? It's just a skill.
I've stuck decals to my face before.
Yep.
Barry Sheen decal on the cheek.
And you weren't even doing decals.
Yeah, sat down to have me dinner. My missus bought it. She said, what on earth is that on your face? It was a Texaco Heron decal. And, yeah. I was like, I was looking for that. It was the sponsored decal for the side of the Barry Sheen bike. It was like, back in a minute, love. Quickly came out to the man cave and rescued the decal job.
Good man.
I was mightily impressed with myself. She's like, that could only happen to you.
Is, and so you should be.
Yeah.
It is worthy of being impressed, that.
She was like, but how? I said, just don't want to know, love.
How? You're a 5-year-old making plastic models.
Yeah.
How else do you expect?
Exactly.
Right, let's get this bit of grey on the old boomsticularity, because it is required.
Paul Christopher is in, says, evening fellow modellers. Athol says, I advise you to drink green tea instead of coffee. It's been scientifically proven it's better for the art and the vascular efficiency.
I do like green tea, but the problem is we used to go to this restaurant in my local town.
Yeah.
And it was just a little, like, sit-down takeaway. It wasn't anything stupendous, but we got on really well with the guy that owned it.
Yeah.
And we used to walk in and he'd just give us bowls of food and say, that's at the end of the night. And he'd just give us all the stuff that hadn't been used.
Yeah.
And say, there you go, eat all that for free. And we're like, okay, we got on really well with him.
Days.
And his wife used to come out and bring us like pots and pots of green tea, but it was proper green tea with like a pot full of leaves, actual leaves from a tree.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or a tea plant. And she went, never mind all that crap you get in the shops. This is proper green tea. This is very rare green tea. And we're giving it to him. We're like, we're just some blokes from the pub, you know what I mean? But they loved us. So they gave us all their... So once I had the proper green tea made by Mrs. Kai, who is Mr. Kai's wife.
Oh, really? Got powers of deduction, yeah.
And I'm dead clever. I don't look half as stupid as I am, you know. But once I'd had proper green tea from Mrs. Kai, I can't go for buy it from a shop in a box.
No.
It's horrible.
A local Chinese shop, his wife used to make me loads of little Chinese remedies to try, you know, the little bag with all the different bits in and that, you know, and ever so sweet she was.
Yeah. It's all nonsense like, but yeah.
Absolutely. Well, she dropped dead anyway, so she obviously didn't sample any of her own stuff, but... Belly and Bench from Graham McRobert. Chicken curry, Bench Italieri 30-second Tornado GO4 plus HK Avro 30-second scale Lancaster. Where the hell are you going to put that, Graham?
Very well, thank you. is the answer to that one.
Yeah.
How will you? Yes. Yes, I will. Right, now I'm doing my second coat now, so I've got to go nice and careful with it and do a nice thin second coat. I want to make sure I block the colour in, but not obviously give it too much texture.
2 thin coats, Fox, don't forget.
Yep. And it doesn't matter if it's not particularly solid because it's going to have lots of weathering over the top, and I've got to dry brush the main colour over it. The dry brush. Why did I start in the middle of the tank at a non-specific place? That's going to be impossible for me to remember where I started now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't try to figure out what you do, mate, because I just get confused.
You should try being me. I'm the one doing it.
Yeah, you're suitably confused then.
I'm on autopilot, but the auto's an idiot. What was belly for me? Belly for me tonight was cheap and cheerful. Well, not cheap and cheerful, but crap and rubbish and cheerful McDonald's.
Oh, nice.
Because Mama Wolf wanted chicken lumps.
So you had instant swollen belly then, and stick a fork in me moment.
Yeah, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry again now.
Yeah, you're hungry, yeah.
Have I actually even eaten?
Yeah.
And beverage at the moment is coffee and then lots of water.
Yeah.
I drink lots of water.
I've got a cup of tea and I've got me orange with me stuffing. Give me a boost. And then I am having Wednesday will be... Is it Bangers Day Wednesday? Thursday, is that tomorrow? Yeah, Bangers Day's tomorrow, so it'll be burgers tonight. Oh, no, it might be fish and chips.
Ooh.
Yeah, it might be fish and chips day. Which did I have last night? I had chicken last night.
What do you reckon the chances are of getting a bird's eye potato waffle? Waffly versatile.
I had waffles last night, mate.
Oh, did you? Ah.
Yeah, I had a bit of waffleage last night, so.
Good lad.
She does look after me, bless her.
She does, your missus.
Proper little Gordon Ramsay.
Cool. Can you rent her out or something?
Yeah.
Do with a bit of that cooking around here.
You walk into her kitchen uninvited, mate, and she goes full-blown Gordon Ramsay.
Does she swear
anyway.
more than me trying to... Does she swear more than me trying to put seats in a GT40?
Oh, yeah. The thing with Scottish people is the more annoyed they get, the faster they talk. So,
see, I'm only half Scottish, so I only talk half as fast.
I'm so glad you're only half Scottish. So I did.
Do you know, that would just be like, you know, you get it from her all day and then you get it from me all day. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, but I have that setting on my hearing aid called remove battery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I need a slightly bigger brush. I don't have a slightly bigger brush. I need more Skaven Black Dinge.
Can't have enough
More
dinge in
dinge.
your life.
Need more dinge. Dinge for the dinge god. There we go. How's your rustularity coming along, Spud?
Getting there, slowly but surely. Excuse me.
Glass bottle, glass bottle.
Yeah, Tommy Cooper's in the house. No, it's getting there. Nice and slow, nice and surely. Surely, stop calling me Shirley. See what I did.
Stop. I see what you did there.
See, so I'm basing it with that range of colours. And then I shall be breaking out the Life Colour Dust and Rust set. Kindly sent to me by the guys over at eModels.co.uk. Yeah.
Your one-stop shop for all your model making needs.
And there's various shades of rust in there. Dark shadow, base colour, light shadow, and then various bits of dust for me to do the final finish. So good little set there. Some nice tonal variation there.
Oh, hello. Excuse me. Tonal variation, you say.
So, yeah.
You're using foreign words.
I'll cut me with my fully fledged Festaisms, eh?
I know. It's almost French, that.
So, yeah. Just different shades, different textures, bit of sponging. And it's almost a shame that 90% of this is going to be covered up. But
well, that's the truth. But then again, you know, you do it all so that the universe can decide where the goodness will happen.
absolutely. So it stops me having to faff and do absolutely loads. I clean that up. Loads of rusting. I made that mistake with the Orc Stomper. And kits this size, you know, I just thought, well, if I rust it first, then, yeah, I can then go over and detail rust to my requirements as and when needed. So,
yep. And when you finish your Baneblade and you're on to the next thing, and I'm still putting rust chips on my Baneblade manually, I'll remember that.
well, yeah, you've gone in reverse, really, because when we did the Stomper, you did your rust base. And it was every big kit I do from now on, I'm going to do this. So I was surprised when you went down the route you did on this.
Well, it was like every big kit, every big Orc kit, because it's like I didn't want to do that much battered rusty metal. It's only going to be like chips and stuff. So I thought if I do that, I'll do it because I don't know how battered I want to make it. I thought I want to have some control. I don't know how rusty I want it to be. So, and I'm absolutely useless with like chipping fluids.
Yeah.
I've never got the hang of them. So I thought I'm comfortable brush painting chips, although it is a bit of a pain. So, but I know you're pretty handy with the chipping fluid and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you do. I just suck at them. I just biblically suck. So that's why I thought I'm not going to do that because it'll just come out like bums.
Graham says she is Mary from Rabsy Nesbitt. Yes, she is. Hey, Mary Hen. Yeah.
Hey, Mary Hen, you right, Rob?
Says Belly was Vienna pork schnitzel and chips and peas washed down with banana chilled milk. Bench, where is it? He's still awaiting a delivery. So,
hey, Colin, you know who else is waiting for deliveries?
Yeah, we are, aren't we? I know.
Yeah. For our super secret dumb as anything bill.
Yeah.
Can't believe you talked me into it.
Would you have me any other way, dear?
I'd rather not have you at all. Well, there you go. Hey!
It's not what
fell off?
Not what
Something
you
fell
said
off.
at the weekend. Hey! Steady,
Hey.
Norris.
Now, Mary Hen, ain't
Yeah.
That's supposed to be secret.
Yeah, why is my hand between two pillows? They're not pillows, Fox.
Woo!
Moving on. Anyway, yeah, did you see this Baneblade? Oh, yeah. Oh, the detail. Oh.
The greebles on that war.
Yeah. Get your greebles here. Free for £1. Underneath the greebles. Yeah, she is proper. And I am that Rabsy Nesbitt in fear of her. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, love, I've got Marcy threatening me in the chat. And I've got you threatening me in real life. I'm scared.
And she's like, this is correct.
Yeah. God, could you imagine if my missus and Marcy ever met up? I'd have to go and stay in a hotel. I would, because, yeah. it'd be like a tennis match, just batting Festa from me to you, from me to you. Yeah, and I'd be going, what has happened?
What about the Chuckle Brothers? To me, to you, to me, to you.
Where am I? It's all gone wrong.
I didn't sign up for this. To me, to you, to me, to you. I have to stay positive in my brain and remember that it looks terrible till it's finished.
Yeah, that's what you would say to me. Do you remember my stomper when I looked at you and said, I think I might want to repaint this? Yeah.
Yeah, I always have to do that with camouflage. It's like, oh.
I've switched off from that now, thanks to you, because I used to be notoriously bad for that, didn't I? I'd get a third of the way through a build and it'd be like, yeah, this isn't great. And yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's psychological in a way because all the edges of these grey patches look like absolute garbage, but I know they do because I've got to dry brush the blend over them. So it's like, so I know that it's going to look garbage for a bit, but your brain still has that instinctive, oh, I've made a mess of it.
It's happy garbage.
Yeah, I've painted it like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, but I am 4, so I don't mind.
I thought you were 7.
No, I'm actually 5.5. Officially.
That's not 4 then, is it?
Yeah, I know.
You lie. You lie. Your maths is terrible. Your maths is worse than mine.
Well, Captain Picky Pants is on form tonight.
Yeah, of course I am.
My sole aim is to correct everything you ever say.
Yes.
Well, I am Captain Picky Pants. Look at these pants and how picky they are.
Look at the peculiarity.
You too can have some picky pants like mine. Like and subscribe.
Wait, chicken pants? What?
Yeah. He wants all the pants.
You're all the pants.
I like being all the pants.
You're made of pants.
Oh, the pants. Yeah.
All the pants in the world. Space
Your
issues
pants
here.
3 for £1. Space Marine pants.
Pants of the Space Marine.
Yeah. Pants of the
Don't
Space
forget,
Marine.
folks. Don't forget, folks, we do have the chat in front of us. So, for the love of dog, please ask us questions. Give us things to talk about. And don't forget, of course, if you ask us something and we can't answer it, that's not a problem because there'll be people in chat that might be able to answer it. Because we don't know everything, you know. I mean, we do, but we don't really.
Absolutely. Al says, reference learning to paint and rust armoured units. There is a solution. Get yourself a Vallejo softcover book. I'll teach you step by step. No, I don't want to read a book because that'll mean I know what I'm doing then, Al. I like not knowing what I'm doing. I've got the one that I won in the eModels competition many, many years ago. Do you remember the rusty Corvette?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rusted techniques. So, yeah.
Did you do that, the rusty Corvette?
Yes.
Did you post it up in places to enrage people?
No.
As was the plan, if I remember.
One particular one I did, yes, but I'm no longer in it.
Jolly good.
Yeah, it went down as well as the Formula One car one that got me banned from that group.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people are rubbish, aren't they?
Some people take this hobby a bit too seriously and don't realise when you're having a gag.
Yeah, well, we'll put paid to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. Absolutely.
A super match game. Super match game. I know I'm not actually in shot right now, but I've got to hold this thing up to paint it, so
Nothing wrong
you'll
with
come
that.
to learn that when we're painting Beyblades, there's a lot of times when you can't actually see what we're doing. Because we need to see what we're doing. It's a big puppy.
Yeah, we try. We try to stay on camera as much as we can, but we don't always get it right.
Do you know what drives me nuts about Adam Savage?
What, the fact that he was born on the same day as that really, really wonderful bloke who I can't think of. See what I did? Damn it.
I see what you did. No, it enrages me. He's doing all the little videos like the one day bills and stuff, and it used to be like him with the production team, but now it's just him and a phone camera, which is fine. But he never ever looks at the camera.
No.
He looks off to the side where the screen is, and it's like, come on, Adam, you've been doing this job, you've been in TV work for long enough now. You know how to not look at the screen but look at the camera. Nope. Oh, it's like, come on, you're not some brain dead YouTube vlogger. Sort your nonsense out. Look at the gosh darn camera lens, for goodness sakes. Drives me nuts. And he's a professional.
Yeah, he's been going a while, hasn't he? I love watching his stuff, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're going to have me staring at that now. I'm going to be going, look at the camera. Look at the camera.
I just can't stand these YouTubers that like they do a piece to camera, but they never look at the damn camera. They're looking at themselves on the screen. It's like, just stop doing that. You look like a dingus. Look at the people that are watching. Oh. It's not hard. First world problems, I know, but hey.
What you like? Right. Let's have a bit of that on there.
A little bit of that.
Should rust the tracks up as well at some point.
Rust me tracks up. I was watching a video the other day, and it's like, we've got all these like rusting compounds for tracks and stuff. And I saw one guy who just quite literally painted them a medium grey.
Yeah.
And then watered down some Citadel Scrag Brown and washed it over them, and it was like, that looks exactly the same as when we do our enamel stuff.
Exactly. There's so many different ways to do tracks. There are so many different ways out there. It's like
Scrag Brown is such a good colour for rust. It's just universal colour.
Yeah.
Now this colour scheme looks a bit garish at the moment because of the grey and the
Scrag Brown
sand,
that I've been using for the last.
Yeah, it's such a good rust colour.
Yeah.
But I'd never thought of using it as a wash on, because I've seen people do it on streaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen people do things like on Baneblade exhausts, cover it in like typhus corrosion. It's got all gritty bits in it, and then do Scrag Brown over it. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that actually covered?
I quite like the enamel stuff, but it's just takes a while to dry.
Yeah, I don't need to do them because that's covered.
You don't need to do that.
Right. But yeah, it is one of them colours, Scrag Brown. It just,
Especially if you like water it down and run it around all the rivets and just collect at the bottom of the rivets. It looks like just proper leached rust.
Proper streaks you can get with it as well.
Yeah. Now, one other handy tip for folks who are brushing Citadel paints, like these big vehicles, if you're doing like I'm doing in college, just brushing stuff on, don't panic if when you look at the paint in the light, it's all kind of patchy. Don't mean the colour, but the shininess. Like I can see this, and some bits are shiny and some bits are matte, and it looks a bit rough around the edges. Don't worry about it, because there's so much weathering to go on top of this, and then eventually a matte varnish at the end. That'll all go away.
Yeah.
Use the force.
You have to exaggerate to de-exaggerate. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, especially if you're doing this kind of camouflage work, don't panic too much. If you think it looks terrible now, it won't when it's all finished. There's so much more to go on this. We're just looking colours in. You're doing a multicolour scheme, aren't you, on yours?
Yeah, I'm doing a 4-colour urban dazzle camo.
You're doing lots of. It's all pointy shapes and things, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
should be fun to brush that.
Yeah, I've got a picture of it on my dog and bone. Let's have a looky-loo. I'm very cautious when I show pictures now.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Where is it? Let's have a looky-loo.
Of course, last time he showed a picture, it was a video game screenshot and it included a gentleman's widge.
Yeah, I was trying not to say that on the eModels stream, but there you go.
That's all right. It's fine.
There you go. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got
it's actually quite good.
Instant regret, but hey,
No, it's actually quite good fun painting those kind of straight lines and stuff because you can go back and forth and tidy them up. It's actually quite satisfying.
Yeah. This is the bit where Fox explains to me how to do the paint job.
No, I'm saying for the audience, not for you.
I know,
You know
I'm
what-
mocking
you know
you.
what you're
Stop
doing.
being so sensitive, dear.
I'm not being sensitive, dear. You're being sensitive, dear. I'm having a swig of coffee is what I'm doing. No, I'm explaining for the audience.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
No, I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing. Don't
Well, I was
roll
trying
the
to be-
view as
I was-
it were false sense of security, mate.
I was trying to big you up, but
Yeah.
I see that
Yeah.
my attempt was futile. Maybe in error.
I will undo that the minute I apply any technique to a model kit.
Now, I'm carefully painting this stripe on here, and I know for a fact this is going to be where the red and white unit stripes go. Oh, no, actually, no, they don't on this one. I've just realised they don't have the stripes on the front. They have them on the turret. Ooh.
Yeah, mine's on the front. Yours is on the front facing edge of the turret, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the little, just each side of the mantle, isn't it?
Yeah, on the bit.
I couldn't me with my knowledge. See, folks?
Yeah.
Load
Well,
you
I
in.
was debating because the one I'm doing is sort of similar to the one. No, it's not the same. It's just the same colours basically
Yeah.
as the one on the box. But there's also, I've also seen Steel Legion have a blue and green stripe on the very front, and it's like, ooh.
Oh, nice one.
My brain says it's wrong because it's not red and white. My brain can't quite pass blue and green stripe on the front of a tank, but I don't know why. Doesn't seem to like it for some reason.
That's coming along, mate.
Slowly but slowly.
Oh, there you go. They did that. That's a bit of rosy.
Is that a bit of your Rosie Lee?
Oh, yeah. Next,
Hang on, if I remember, I'm learning Cockney, so that's stairs, isn't it?
apples and pears.
Yeah, Rosie Lee's stairs.
No,
Apples
it
and
ain't
pears
Rosie
is
Lee's tea.
stairs. Rosie Lee's stairs. Apples and pears is stairs. Me old China, that means stairs, doesn't it? I think.
Oh.
Doesn't every word just mean stairs?
Yeah. Lionel Blair's. Yeah.
Yeah, stairs. Big pair of flares.
Yeah.
Stairs.
Absolutely. There you're learning.
I can speak like a native.
Mate, honestly, all you need now is the Cockney Barra. It's like, yeah, it's just like you're there, mate. I'm so impressed with you.
Do I have to wear like a little black waistcoat and a flat cap as well?
Yeah, you have to go, mister. Oh, mister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read all about it.
You hate me, don't you?
I do.
You do. You completely hate me.
Yeah. Did you notice how reserved I was there?
Yeah. Was I being completely racist?
No, stereotypical. It's all good, mate. It's all stuff I've heard a million times before.
And you'll continue to hear from me a million times more.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way, mate.
I do feel
Keeps you real.
that you don't mock my northernness anywhere near enough as revenge.
Yeah, but I ain't good at accents, am I? Only Fred Dibner, you're like that. But
That were right good, that were.
no, you're from where you're from. It's not your fault.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
You can't help it.
See what
You
I
can't
did
help
there,
being a
folks.
northern monk. So you get points for that. 10 points for that. That's good.
That was rather good, wasn't it?
That was good, that one. There you go. See,
Yeah. See, so
life in the old dog yet.
absolutely, folks. Yeah.
A bit of beatbox there. See what we did.
I know. On my like.
I apologise. I'm probably showing people just the back of my hand at the minute, but
I'm trying
I do
not
like
to.
this.
I'm trying to keep.
was that you?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep on target and on shot as best I can.
I do like this stage of the painting because there's no skill at this point. It's just slapping paint on.
Absolutely.
And it looks like I'm just slapping paint on willy-nilly, and pretty much I am, basically.
Same here.
Because the Citadel paint, as long as you've got water in it, it's not straight from the pot, then it just goes on really nice.
Paul D. Tommaso is in and says, afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Paul. Love to you and
Hello,
Dawn,
Paul.
mate. Hope you're both all right on this wonderful
Hello.
evening.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't been washed. You haven't been washed away in a flood, then, have you, Carl?
No,
I'm assuming not, as you're here with us.
No, it was pretty epic here yesterday. It made the national news. I sent Fox some links and that to video footage because we had a mega storm yesterday. I mean, me and my missus actually thought the hailstones were going to smash through the conservatory roof because it was massive. It lasted about 10 minutes, the downpour, and everywhere just flooded instantly.
That's the thing, these big storms, they tend to last about 5 or 10 minutes, don't they?
Yeah, we watched the water level come up through the grass because the water table's quite high where we live. The flooding is a big thing, and we're like, really, this is... Yeah, and luckily our damp course for our house is quite high anyway, and when we had the extension built, we had a massive 15 by 15 soakaway put into the garden to try to help with the water table, and it done its job. But
what's that? What's a soakaway? What's that?
it basically, where the water comes off the roof of the house and the conservatory as soakaway, enables the water literally to soak away safely rather than fill the water table up and flood you everywhere. So
is it like a channel that redirects it, or?
Yeah, it just basically is a big pit full of gravel and that, but you've got drain tubes in it, and then it goes to a big, deep hole in the back of the garden that's brick lined, and then goes out into the main sewer or water
I've got you.
disposal system. You know, it was an eventful thing to do, but we took the thing of doing it whilst we had the building going on.
So it's like a little storage bin for water, isn't it?
It's basically
fills up and then
a bit like a cesspit. It fills up and then it slowly allows the water to drain away over time. So it saved us a big issue yesterday, but it was still a lot of rain. You know, the soakaway was full in minutes, mate. But we watched the water literally where our neighbour's garden was underwater most of the day. Ours was underwater for about 8 minutes, and then you just saw the water just go blop as the soakaway done its thing. So
nice. And your neighbour's thinking, damn it, I should have got
yeah, they was like, yeah, we thought that was a bum idea when you first did that, but actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah, now we're thinking it was such a good idea.
They're like, yeah, we might have to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is one of them. But, yeah, there was a lot of flooding locally, a bit of damage to some cars that were parked because obviously the hailstones were like, you know, massive marble size, and so some of the more modern cars had a few undulations in the roof panels when it went.
Oh yeah.
But,
yes, that's why it's good to have an old car, because it doesn't matter.
yeah, but it was surprising. Even on the news, they was like, you know, this is pretty phenomenal weather event for the UK, and I would say it cleared the air, but we've had another weather warning tonight saying there's another one going to hit round about 1 a.m. So you playing with your microphone?
Yes, I was coughing again. I looked at the Met Office website on today. It said massive thunderstorm warning, and then it said for the weather today, a little bit cloudy. So not a big, not a warning then.
No, we've got an amber alert again, and yeah, it's like similar to yesterday's event. We're due another one, so it's like okay, batten down the hatches time again. But
yep,
it is what it is. It's Mother Nature. It's one of them. Normally in a storm, I go and sit in the conservatory and just look up through the glass roof. And if it's another event like that, I'll try and get some video footage this time on my phone for you, because
that'd be good. Yeah,
it's quite spectacular. I love observing nature and weather like that. And yeah. When Mother Nature yawns, we know about it.
Mother Nature's favourite saying, I'm sorry, your name is?
Yeah, absolutely. You may think you can build that, but if I want to blow it down, I'm going to huff and puff. Yeah, sure did. So, yeah.
Do 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 do.
Says good evening, everyone. I might have already read that out.
You've already read that one out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just trying to, read chat, mate. But there's not a lot happening in chat, so the odd message may be read out twice.
Yeah, don't forget, folks. Do interact with us in chat. Ask us questions. Give us stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll just talk about rubbish.
Otherwise, I'll keep reading out the same comment.
Yeah, just to spite you all.
Absolutely. If I'd say hello to Paul.
Here comes me a tickly cough. Always when I'm sat at the bench. I'll try to get to sleep. Thank you, universe.
Oh, Lammerkins.
Very thoughtful of you. I'll have to step away in a moment. For a few moments.
Oh.
Dee 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 dee.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll just kill time until you get back.
Aye. I mean, I am the main event, so...
Well, that's it. It is all about you and at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So...
You understand me well.
Oh, absolutely. I know your ego better than most.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to miss, really.
Yeah.
In jest, of course. All of this is in jest, of course.
I'm only here for garnish.
Yeah. Who? Alf Garnish.
Yeah.
You are my garlic bread.
Absolutely.
My breadstick.
Like me old breadstick.
I shall get this patch of colour done. I shall go and see to Mum all for a moment.
Yeah, you've already announced that. B3 is in.
Yes,
Evening, Carl and Fox, and all in chat.
Evening, B3. Hello, Steve.
Hello, mate. How you doing? How's that Greeblies box coming along? King of the Greebles.
Greebles box, I can bounce him back. You see what I did there?
I did. I am so proud of you, soldier.
Mm-hmm. Quality entertainment and that stuff, I tell you.
Yeah.
We spoil these folks rotten,
We certainly do.
Right.
Yeah, they wouldn't think it, but we do.
We do. We spoil something anyway. I think spoil's the word I meant.
Yeah, normally every model kit that we touch. See what I did there? Saves other people saying it.
I see what you did there. Yeah, beat them to it.
Yeah, we're happy.
Take the steam out of their sails.
We're happy.
No, that doesn't work. Don't have steam in your sails. That's not how it works, is it?
No, windy pops. There you go. Windy round
Wait,
there.
what do you take the steam out of then?
So, steam?
You take the wind out of the sails, but the steam out of their... you take the steam out of something?
Don't know.
I think my brain's stuck in a feedback loop now.
Yeah, I was going to say your brain's gone in one of those over mode tilt scenarios, isn't it? Yeah. You've been overworking your brain folds, haven't you?
If I was a 1960s computer, sci-fi computer, I'd say error, error.
Yeah, would you have all of those unnecessary blinking LEDs
Oh, God, yeah.
that they used to have in all the 1960s sci-fi? I know, let's make it look like a computer. Let's put 35 LEDs all in red that flash randomly. Yeah.
Yep. And, of course, I would speak in a monotone like this all the time.
Which is one bloke sat under the bench touching each LED with a live cable just to make it blink. Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever watch a Knight Rider, there's no engine in the front. There's under the hood. There's a guy with a wire going on the LEDs like that to me.
Yeah, he's a DIY Larson scanner.
Yeah. And then every now and then, if they need to, they just get him to go from under the bonnet.
You got it.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to go and sort my mum off out. I'll be back in 2 moments.
Yeah, Fox is going to sort his mum out. He'll be back in a minute. Mockularity. There you go. He loves it when I mock deep down. Oh, must remember to put a bit of raggy in there. He said, which Bane blade is best for orcification, or is it all of them? All of them, Atol, because it could be a looted Bane blade of any type, mate. My insane blade is a regular Bane blade. Well, I say regular, it's got all the bits on it. But it's whatever they've looted, mate. And you can orcify it as much as you choose, Athol. It's your Bane blade, mate. Bearing in mind with orc, the more extreme the modification, the more orc it is, mate. You know this, you know your orc claw better than anyone. But surprise us, mate. Have at it. I am sure it'll look splendid, mate. Look forward to seeing it, mate. There you go. We are getting there slowly but surely. It's such a shame that 90% of this is going to be covered, but don't know how it's coming out on camera, but it don't look too bad under my lights anyway, but a few more lighter coats underneath because it's going to have a few scratches and dings under there, but I won't go too mad under there because 90% of it isn't going to be seen. Paul D. Tommaso says I've managed to correct the problem and it now works. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Paul says I received me rotary tool and that he ordered off a tenner. The button you pressed a lot, the chuck was defective. I requested return and given a full refund. I'll see what he did there. Oh, good man. So you got a freebie, mate. Good on you. Happy days. Yeah, sometimes with them sort of things, mate, literally, it's just a slight rework is needed and it's Bob's your uncle, isn't it? Oh, well done, mate. Good for you. That was prompt service, mate. Al says, looks rusty. After a layer of hairspray and some chipping will be great. It'll get there, mate. Like I say, it's early stages. It's one of them, mate.
I'm back.
I would say less is more, but on this one, I want to over-exaggerate it so that when I do expose the rust, it's pretty much slapping you in the chops, mate. So,
Colin wants to slap you in the chops when you expect. Never mind, moving on. Mama Wolf says, hugs to you, Cole.
Big hugs issued back.
And hello to everyone in chat, she says.
Hello, interwebs. What she said.
Yeah.
Good. As long as she's all right, mate.
Yeah, she's got a cup of tea. I took her a pork pie as well.
Well, look at you. Why did I just look up to my hat to make sure it was still there? So,
yeah, took her your pork pie.
Yeah, Mama Fox rocking a pork pie, that would be funny.
Funny thing is, I'll say to you, do you want a pork pie? No, I don't like them anymore. Okay, if I just take her a pork pie, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. She is brilliant. It's reverse psychology with Mum, isn't it, mate?
Yep. Yeah. Did I miss anything?
No, I was just padding out till you got back, mate.
Good lad. It's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
Hello, Mama Fox, if watching your son doesn't get up to mischief. No, she doesn't watch this.
No, doesn't watch us now.
No, doesn't watch the Monday show either anymore.
No, we're not feeling the love, see, but we're all too frightened to tell her.
She's too busy watching American Karen videos and reaction videos on Facebook.
She's happy, though.
Yeah, she's got no taste like, but she's happy. It feels like such a cheat doing this because you think,
why?
You know, because it's like part of my brain always thinks when I'm doing things like this, it's thinking, but we're grown-ups, we should like be using airbrushes and doing all this blending and stuff, and it's like I'm just slapping paint on with a brush. Yeah, but the thing
is we're live. Using airbrushes live is notoriously a pain, isn't it?
No, I mean I paint like this normally anyway sometimes, for the fun of it. So it's a little part of your brain is always going, wait a minute, this isn't how grown-ups play. No, it is. It's absolutely valid. Trust me.
Because I did the test last week after the show went off, wasn't it? And it was like, very audible. And it's like, it's I'll possibly put my initial layer down off camera. It's don't annoy the viewers.
All that happens is the person airbrushing puts a mask on, so you can't tell what they're saying. You can't hear them, and everybody goes quiet.
Exactly. So
can't mock each other when we're all got masks on and stuff.
Want to bet?
I heard that.
Believe you me, Fox, we can always mock each other, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, hold up. Yeah, you honestly believed that as well, didn't you? Come on. You did, didn't you?
What, that you wouldn't mock me if you had a mask on?
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be as easy to mock because it'd be wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. But deep down, you would know that I was mocking you, and you'd be going, damn it, he's mocking me again.
When I'm trying to get to sleep at night or reading a book or anything, I can think, I sit there and I get a little twinkle in the back of my head and I'm like, I'm being mocked.
Yeah.
I can sense it. My foxy senses are tingling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something's being said.
Yeah.
It's not complimentary.
It'd be going, yeah. Paul D. Tommaso is asking, what paints am I using? Right, I will go through the entire ones that I've got on the bench just so that you know. First up, I was using a bit of Rhinox Hide, Citadel. Bit of Morn Fang Brown, Citadel.
Ooh, yeah.
Scrag Brown, again, Citadel.
Conservative.
Zandri Dust, Citadel. And a bit of Towel Light Ochre. They're all Citadel paints. And then I am also using the Life Colour Dust and Rust paint set. And you get 6 paints in there, which are Dark Shadow, Rust Base, which is a nice terracotta-y type colour. You then have a light Rust Shadow. Then you have a light shadow number 2, which is, as you can see, quite a bit brighter. Then you have 2 dust layers, type 1 and type 2. There you go, mate. And that is a really good set. I would thoroughly recommend that set, must admit.
Yep. It's a good selection.
Yeah.
Rust is all about lots of colours.
Yeah, I've kind of gone for a dappled look almost all over. Yeah, because when I come to paint it, when it comes to the edges, I can then go in and do more detailed chips where you can see the primer paint underneath the base paint. So it'll have some detailed chips done, but as a general rust effect, I just wanted to give it a little bit of a rust base. Let's put my bit of raggy back in there.
Yeah, you're just covering everything, so then you've got the choice of where you want the rust to show and not.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You're not limited to any one thing.
A goodly set of paints there, folks. So, yeah, mightily impressed with them. And the dust will be coming into play towards the end of the build, so I shall be coming back to this paint set. Hopefully then my paint rack will be in place just behind me and it'll make it easier to get me paints. But that's what you get, basically. You get the set of 6 in there, Paul, just like that. And these were kindly sent to me by the wonderful folks at
.co.uk, your one-stop shop for your model making needs.
And the beauty of these is this is the 3rd set I've got of Life Colour. I've got their engine detail set from their metallic series for the big GT40 build I'm going to be doing. And then I've also got the rain marks and streaking set from the same company. So there are some really good sets out there. And I'm going to be doing the Warlek and the Insane Blade with them as well. So keep an eye out for them. Steve says, many charity shop finds have also been butchered for my amusement lately, and lots of those Lightyear ships that I found for peanuts in Bernardo's and the Entertainer. He needs to find a job to stop me going on walkabout around the shops to fill my days. Why don't you get into studio model building? Is that still a thing? There you go.
Yeah.
I think you'd be good at that, Steve. I think it would be right up your alley. Yeah, and yes,
I've heard about the alleys that Steve hangs around in.
yes, and yes, I do wash my sponges out after I've used them because I do reuse them.
Yeah.
So I run them through a bit of, I'll say a dirty pot of brush cleaner, and then I've got a pot that's more cleaner that they'll go in after. But this just gets the initial paint out of them. I have a big box full of all these different sponges because, yeah, why not? There you go. And that actually,
little tiny noises.
That actually would be quite a nice wash to put on. It's just.
I love that. I always find whenever I often find when I used to have like a big water pot and stuff that when you're trying to mix a colour, you always end up in the water pot with exactly the colour you want, even though you can't get no matter how hard how many times you fail to get the colour you want in the actual paint mix.
Yeah.
The water pot always comes out exactly the colour. And it's like, well, I can do it in there. Why can't I do it in this? Oh.
If you notice as well, the paint in your water pot always resembles rain marks wash. So it's like, whoa, perfect rain marks wash there. I'll use some of that. Job done.
Or no matter what colours you paint, more often than not, it comes out looking like coffee.
Yes.
You could be doing greens and it still come out looking like coffee.
Oh, yeah.
How does it even do that?
How's that work? Yeah.
How is that even a thing that happens?
Yeah. Coffee? Yeah. Paul says, thanks, never heard of the Life Colour paints. Yeah, they really are a nice paint. Let's show you the consistency, Paul. They are, I wouldn't say overly thick, but they're not overly thin to me. They're just right.
Yeah.
No, they're...
Who makes them?
Life Colour is the brand.
Oh, I thought it was a brand that made... I see what you mean.
Yeah. But, Life Colour Hobby Acrylics. But, yeah, I've never not got on with these, to be honest with you. And, yeah, various sets you can get for all different effects. Have a looky-loo, mate. I think you can get them in the US. But you've got Rust Wizards, they've even got a primer set of all the different coloured primers, black, red oxide, drab, right the way through to almost as Xandri dust. And, 6 pots of different primers there. Then you get Rust Wizard sets, a really nice combo set there of pigment and rust paints. So, yeah, check them out.
Came from the moon.
Yeah. So, and the beauty of this is you can brush them on or you can do them through the airbrush. So, yeah. And obviously, to thin them, you would use Ultimate Thinners because why not?
Yeah, because they work with every brand of acrylic paint.
See what you did there, mate.
Yeah.
Swig of tea.
Even Tammy's weird odd child. Alcohol acrylics, which is weird. But we love them. We love them anyway.
Yeah, it's again, I suppose, why change it? There's their motto, isn't it? But yeah, it does seem a bit strange, doesn't it?
It's confusing that they call them acrylics when they kind of are, but they're not. I wonder how many people fall foul of that.
I could imagine quite a few, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's why people, try and thin them with waters, and it's like, well, you can't.
It's like when you see folks trying to thin them with thin Vallejo with X20. It's like,
no.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone all squodgy.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
You thinned that with X20, didn't you? I might have done.
I do love Tamiya paints though for if I'm airbrushing and I want to do masking later.
Yeah.
Because the one thing I've never been able to do is successfully mask when I've used water-based acrylics without ripping off the paint off. More often than not all the time.
Yeah.
But Murphy's Law says it usually. So if I know I've got to do some masking and stuff like stripes and things, I'll just use lots of Tamiya paint.
48 hours.
For the base colours.
I just leave it 48 hours, mate. Done.
Yeah, I've fallen foul of that. Remember the Was-Bomb Decajet I did?
Yeah. Do you
pulled all the paint off?
Do you stick the Tamiya tape to your cutting mat a couple of times before you apply it to the model?
Yeah, the trousers and all that stuff.
So it's not that. Yeah.
No, I don't know what it was on that one.
See, dare I say it, I've primed with Vallejo paint in the past and masked it. I did it on my Rossi bike and it didn't pull off. But old habits die hard with me. It's like I've primed it 48 hours before I even go back to the model.
Yep.
You know, it's just one of them. But it's like that shiny car there. That had its primer. That was 48 hours. Then it had its base colour white.
Base.
72 hours, and red 72 hours, and the same with the lacquers. You know, each stage 72 hours. Just walk away and leave it.
Shiny car, you can bounce it.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? It's proper.
It is rather shiny.
It is rather shiny.
It's most efficacious.
Okay, so got a bit of that going on there.
I hope I've got some more Scathe and Blight Dinge because I'm almost running out in this pot.
Really?
I think I have. I've got like 30 pots of it somewhere.
Get your dinge here for £8 a pound.
Dinge! Set dinge to maximum. I hope I've got more because
I'll worry about you.
Be a bit awkward if I haven't. I think I've got enough to last me another 45 minutes or an hour or whatever, you know. I think then I'll be all right. I think I might go for a slightly bigger brush. So that's taking like a lifetime to paint with. No, I haven't got a bigger brush.
Athol is off. He says, catch you later. No worries, Athol. You take care, mate. I'm being good. I'm standing up like a good boy.
Good lad. It's not true what they say about you. Well, it is, but, you know. Do. Little brush cleaning noises are some of the most satisfying noises.
Oh, mate, I always think of Bob Ross beat the devil out of it.
Yeah, little tiny brush cleaning noises.
With that rather sinister laugh that he used to do.
Oh, yeah. It's funny to think he was a sergeant in the army and shouted at people a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why he did what he did the way he did it, wasn't it? Because he had years of shouting at people and he, yeah. Very mellow character, wasn't he, in the end?
Although you never know, there might be a secret dark side that nobody knows about. That they never make public.
Could you imagine it, Bob Ross in Ted mode?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Maybe like was, you know, devil worshipper and sacrificed goats or something. I don't know. He was a hardcore, like, poker king or something. Carl Sharp.
Yeah.
Maybe he ran a pachinko empire to the Yakuza for all we know.
You never know.
You never know, and they never tell you.
You never know with Bob Ross, mate.
Yep. Right. So.
Another bit of that.
Give it one last bloppy over with some thinned paint. And then we'll tidy up with the Zandri dust.
Bit of Zandri dust. Get your Zandri dust here.
Zandri dust. You don't want any old dust. You want Zandri dust. That's what you want.
You don't want that dust.
You don't want that dust. You want this dust, you spoon.
B3 Steve says, I am totally convinced that Bob Ross was a secret serial killer and all the paintings are of places he buried the bodies.
Well, you never know.
You never
How
know.
would we know?
Stranger things have happened, mate.
Apart from that one where he painted that cowboy.
Yeah, Walter will.
Maybe that's where he was going to get himself buried.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody comment on one of my videos once, and they said, I've just had a real like Bob Ross Twitch moment.
Oh,
he
right,
says,
yeah.
because people used to watch Bob Ross live on Twitch because he used to stream it, and they'd be like, he'd do that thing where he'd half paint something, and then the chat would be like, ruined, and then he'd recover it, and they go, yes, recover. And he said, I was watching you do something, and I was like, it's ruined. Oh, he's fixed it.
Proper paint along with Nancy moments, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's like, yeah.
Well, that was his kind of renaissance over the last few years, was in COVID when everybody was watching Bob Ross on Twitch. He suddenly gained fame again all of a sudden.
He was a cult figure, though, wasn't he? Yeah, you know.
Yeah. he gained a new following amongst the youth and kids of today.
Steve says, well, he did say that he had lots of happy accidents. He did, mate.
He did.
Yeah, you're right there, Steve, actually. The more I think about it, the more I think you've got a point.
As I've got older, I've had lots more happy accidents than when I was younger. I'll tell you that for nothing. Although I wouldn't say the word happy was happy. I say accidents. Let's just say accidents.
Yeah.
I'm talking about pooping again, aren't I? I can't help
You
myself.
are, mate. You know, I'm trying to keep it family friendly, yeah.
Well, it's family friendly. It's only pooping. I can't help myself.
I don't think the people want to know that, do you?
They love it.
Yeah, don't be like Fox. Don't be obsessed with poopage.
In a different life, I lived in Florida and I was old and complained about everything, I reckon.
Yeah, you was that bloke sat on the veranda at the nursing home.
Yeah.
10 years I've been saying. Yeah.
I'm 82. What?
At what age
Get
do
off
you
my lawn.
start doing that? Because
What,
you know,
what age you are?
most people of a certain age in the UK. I don't know whether it's the same abroad, but over here, you walk up to someone, they introduce themselves, they go, "I'm 74," you know, and it's like, yeah, and
It's kind of more the feeling of like absolute shock and surprise when they say it. I'm 75. What?
yeah, it's like, and why did you need to tell me that? Yeah.
I think it's people who've led really bad lives and shouldn't be still alive, and they're just kind of they feel so proud that they are still alive that they have to point it out. Because I would, if I get to 75, I'll be like, I'm 75.
It's quite endearing.
Yeah. The only shame about us when we get to that age is that we won't know people with old people's names.
No.
Like we won't have friends called Agnes and like Iris and stuff.
Winnie.
All the old people. Have you seen me, mate? Agnes and Winnie.
Yeah.
We won't have that.
My
You see me,
aunt,
mate?
my aunt Winnie, bless that legend. Legend she
Like
is.
old people have old people's names, but we won't have.
Yeah. We
know
had
anybody.
Winnie, Edie, Sylvie, Margie.
Yeah, Sylvie's like a slightly more modern, but old people.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like kind of proper London one. That one, London
Yeah.
50s and 40s.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but we won't have that. We'll just have Carl, John, Paul.
Yeah. I think we had an Aunt Phyllis and an Aunt Mabel as well. They died when I was really young, so.
Yeah. We won't have the advantage of old people's names.
Brilliant names.
We won't know any. We won't say. We won't have brothers called Stan.
Oh, yeah. Steve says, in defence of Fox, most of us are at that age of never trust a fart. Yeah. Yeah, we all do a semi-pucker, don't we? Let's be honest.
Yeah, we all have that moment of like self-doubt. Just ever so like,
Yeah, we're all sitting there going, yeah. I might head upstairs. Only one doesn't want to pop an olive.
The age when even trumping is a scientific calculation. Place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen.
You can hear the inner Sagan voice going, he had a disappointed look on his face. Yeah.
Explosive decompression.
Yeah.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Right. Now the one downside, and I do have to apologise, is it's really hard to paint a blade. It's hard to say
blade.
blade. A blade.
Yeah.
It's hard to paint a Bane blade without dragging it all over the desk like this and getting all the desk dragging noises.
Yeah.
So I do apologise.
First one of the week goes to Fox.
Yep, blade. Yes, there'll be lots of dragging heavy plastic model kits across. I'm going to see if I've got some more Skaven Blight Dinge. Oh, I think I have.
Get your Skaven Blight Dinge here, free for £1.
Dark Reaper. Dark Reaper. I've got a lot of Dark Reaper for some reason. I don't quite know why.
Was you expecting to do a big Dark Reaper paint job, was you?
I don't know. Dark Reaper, Ashen Grey. Yeah, I've got the Skaven Blight Dinge. Yeah, it's a modern one, which is same colour. Good.
Happy days.
Every now and then you get a more modern pot, and if you've got a really old pot, not quite the same colour, and you're like, oh, fudge. That's not going to match.
Steve says he's got a great niece called Elsie. That's an old name. Good name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He says, I've got a great nephew called Roman. So it swings and roundabouts. Yeah.
Have you got a rubbish nephew or niece as well? That's a great one. See what I did there?
One of my mates called his son Gulliver. I know.
Gulliver.
Gulliver.
Really?
Yeah. We're like, oh, didn't expect that one.
Well, that's very middle class, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like...
Does he read the Express?
Well, it threw a curveball because we was sort of thinking, you know, a David or a Gary or, you know, ordinary name. Oh, no, Gulliver. Yeah. And we're like,
yeah,
oh, how do we abbreviate that then? Gully? I don't know.
He's not going to get any mockery in school at all. He's going to really thank his parents when he gets to secondary school.
Oh, mate, he's got victim written all over it, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not bully my child?
This is my second son, Nobulus, and my fourth son, Twinkle. What?
So, yeah, I was quite shocked at that, to be honest with you.
Is your friend some sort of celebrity?
No.
That makes it worse, then. There's no excuse.
No, he's... How can I say? No money. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, it's...
What would have been a yuppie 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, he's... Yeah, we'll just leave it there.
Yeah. Somewhere in the wardrobe, there's one of them shirts with like a white collar and like red, white stripes on the rest of it.
I do think there's a cupboard that has got a Filofax in it somewhere.
Yeah. I used to have a Filofax when I was a kid.
It's running in it, you know, but
I was a kid at school, so I didn't know better.
What do we need?
Sausage.
See what he did there.
See what I did there.
Did.
Our audience is split into two groups: people who know what that means and people who have no idea what that means.
Yeah. Yeah, people would be going, yeah, these two are mad. They're mad, you know.
Would you like to learn a great monumental fact of philosophy?
Go for it. Go for it. Tell me all about it. I want to know.
This universe in which we live, all the objects in this universe that we exist in can be split into two camps. Things that are a potato and things that are not a potato.
Oh, right, yeah. Hey.
See, now you can go on in your life now feeling enriched.
Yeah, I do. I feel totally enriched at that now, mate.
Yeah. Full of wisdom and potato knowledge. Spread the word, brother, spread the word.
Steve says, as a victim of a name-related bullying myself, being called Monday was no fun. I did have the evil plan of calling my kids Bank Holiday, Easter, Christmas, and a week next. Yeah.
Yeah. Gulliver. Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of them, innit?
If I was Girl Mystic Meg, I'd say that child's future involves a deed poll.
Yeah, it's, you know, Hector seems to be another name doing the rounds at the moment. Yeah.
Really?
It's like, come on.
It's such a middle class name.
Why would you do that? Especially in the modern world, because bullying as it is such a thing, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with the name. It's just to a child nowadays.
You know, it's... Yeah.
I always used to make the joke whenever anybody I knew got pregnant. I'd say, name the kid Max. I said, well, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I know, just name it Max. It works for either.
Yeah.
If it's a boy, Max is a great name. If it's a girl, Max is a fantastic name.
Yeah.
And in the end, it paid off because one of my friends had a kid and he was like, yeah, we're going to call him Max. I'm like, yay!
Yeah.
I did that. Because I suddenly thought, like, Max is a great name for a boy, but for a girl, it's even better.
Yeah.
What's it short
Works
for?
both
Nothing. It's
ways.
just Max. Yeah. What's it short for? Nothing. It's just Max.
Yeah.
What do you mean a girl called Max? It's great. It means you're a tomboy and you kick people's butts. You probably fight vampires or something. Or you're a spy or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
I
like
was reading some odd.
it's like Bear Grylls, wasn't it? He called his kids Huckleberry and Marmaduke. It's like, really?
Well, Huckleberry, because you'd be shortened to Hook. Hook's quite a cool game. But Marmaduke, no, that's the name of a dog. It's like the other day I was reading some article. I can't remember what it was now. But it was talking about this woman that had done something. I can't remember who she was, whatever. Someone talking about something. But she was called Richard. And I'm like, what? He kept referring to her as Richard. I'm like, I don't get this.
Was it messing with your brain folds?
I just didn't quite get that. I didn't get it.
Peter Davey says, I knew an Ivor Ramsbottom and a Jenny Taylor. Yeah.
Call for Mr. IP Freely.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't say the other one because, yeah. Family friendly and all of that lot.
I remember when I used to work in the driving standards agency. When I first started there, I was doing stuff with heavy goods vehicles licenses.
Yeah.
And every like heavy goods vehicle operator had a file or a folder.
Yeah.
There were a few folders with some great names. One I can't say because it's a swear word as well. But his name was a swear word.
Yeah.
But one of them was a guy called Herbert Oswald Plonker, and it just said on the folder Herbert Oswald Plonker, and that was his name. I was like, really? I don't know which of those three is worst.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's like say you come across some classics, because you'll, especially when you was in call centres and places like that, because you'd ask the person their name, and they would tell you, and you had to stifle the world's biggest belly laugh.
Yep.
And you'd be trying to let your mates know, here, I've got someone called so and so, and it's like,
yeah, when you work in a call centre, you learn never to quite trust the mute button.
yeah, name Scrabble was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can beat that because I had a Mr. So-and-so today, and it's like, damn it, can't beat that one.
I remember when I used to work in the DSA, if I came across cool names, because I used to draw like comic strips and stuff, I was always on the lookout for cool names. One just sticks out is Don Foxx.
Yeah.
I don't know why it sticks out. It just sounds a little like kind of a little bit shifty, little Don Foxx. And it's like, yeah, that's a good name, that. Beep, 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 beep. Right. Well, I've got 3 coats of the grey on the body of the tank.
Bobbins was at university with a girl called Nicola Dick. Richard Scratch. Shorten it down. Yeah.
Richard Head.
Yeah, John Thomas. Yeah. We're keeping all the really juicy ones for the Friday Frolic.
Yeah. Need to keep some material spare, don't we?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Where's that brush gone then? How? I always do this. I always use a brush and then when I come to get it again, it's just vanished into thin air. I never quite know how I do that. I seem to just like eat brushes without realising it.
You eat brushes. He eats brushes, you know.
I eat brushes. All three of those names aren't the best. Fox, poor bloke, Herbert Oswald Plonker, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he was a lovely fella, but
He was a lovely fella. He was.
I'm sure he was a lovely truck driver, but, you know, Herbert Oswald Plonker. Definitely not a young chap. I think it's safe to say.
Absolutely. He says the coolest name of the guy there was J.J. Hernandez Fernandez. Yeah.
Hernandez Fernandez.
Yeah, my missus, she wanted to call our eldest son Vlad. And I kind of pointed out to her that, yeah, it would have been, especially nowadays, it would have been instant bullying. Yeah. But, yeah.
Why would she want to give him a specifically...
She liked the name.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't want it because I just didn't, you know, especially with the surname Wilkinson, because of VW, you know, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just thought that...
It's very Eastern European, isn't it?
Yeah, I just didn't get it. And it's one of her biggest regrets, you know. She wanted, if she had had a girl, she would have been called Una. After Charlie Chaplin's wife's spelling, that was.
Una's a good Scottish name.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Well, Vlad, that's a bit left field, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally threw me. And I said, we can have it as a middle name, but, yeah, but... She's like, well, I can't have it in first name, I don't want it. All right, then.
Okay, whatever at all.
Of course, Lex now, you know, he says, thank Christ, he says, you stood your ground. I went, it's the one and only time I won a battle with your mother.
There's a statue somewhere. Yeah,
he said, but I'm proud of you, Dad. I said, yeah. I said, I just thought you'd get bullied. He said, I'd have been hung, drawn and quartered at school being called Lex. So, no. So, yeah, having seen many of my schoolmates bullied, I was dead against bullying.
This is Vlad. Impaler? I hardly knew her.
Absolutely. Hey! You know, you'd have had all the Dracula gags and, yeah. Just imagine everyone going, Vlad Dracula. Still, at least it gave you a chance to do impressions of Count. One.
Imagine in maths class, he'd be like, go on, you can answer all these questions then.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, yeah. We chose the name Lex instead. Yeah.
Yep. Lex is
and the amount of people that used to say to him, were your mum and dad fans of Superman? No.
Oh, yeah. I never thought of that.
You know, because it was Lex Luthor, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. Before.
But no, he never had issues. But then, you know, he's a big old fella at the end of the day. So had anyone have dared to say anything, I think he would have planted them anyway. So.
Well, yeah. When mocking someone, it's always important to take an assessment of their actual physical.
Yeah, he's always been a brick with an extension. You know, he takes after his pops. AJ is in, says, evening, chaps. Hello, mate. How are you, buddy?
Hello.
How you doing, mate? Yes, we are on the Baneblades, mate. We're doing a bit of painty tonight.
Wednesday night big tank special.
Yeah.
Live on ITV Sport.
With your host, Dickie Davis.
I was about to say Dickie Davis, yeah.
You can see the plane now. Well, yeah, Workbench Live. Oh, mate, that'd be such a good intro.
Yeah, I've now got the World of Sport music in my head.
Yeah, I have. It's earworm, innit? Yeah.
No, that's not. I just said that and then did like Nationwide for some weird reason.
Yeah, it is the default answer to every one we do anyway, and it Nationwide. Nationwide was fun. Yeah. Go. So we're beginning to lose some of the rust. What have we got? He had a teacher called Mr. Beard. He looked like Jerry Adams. Oh, really?
Noi.
Name of the night. He said he had a school teacher called Mr. Evil, and he was the nicest bloke. Did he have sharks with
Lasers. Throw me a frickin' bone here.
It's like he's in the room, innit?
You complete me.
Yeah. Oh, mini-me. I can't do the voice, but yeah.
Zip, zip, zip.
It's the mole. The one with the mole is the bit that always gets me.
Moo.
Yeah. Yeah, the way the stick comes in the corner of shot and just prods it, you go,
Mew. $100 million.
yeah.
He first goes, $1 million, and they're all like, that's really not that much money.
Yeah, not a lot of money, that. That's like, yeah, $1 million. God, I'd have $1 million tomorrow. Would be nice. Trouble is, what would we do with it? Buy all of the things. Think how many Bane blades you'd buy, Fox.
All of them?
I think you would. I think you would buy every single Warhammer kit you could.
Imagine if I could win one in the lottery just to buy Games Workshop. Oh, God, imagine that.
Oh, if you won Euro Millions, I'm convinced that you would buy a Games Workshop.
I'd send an email. Dear James Workshop, please let me buy your company.
Yeah, we would buy all of the things. All of the things. Not some of them, but all of them.
I'd move into the new premises that eModels got.
Yeah.
Because it's like a big, massive old building that is formerly something. I won't say what it is because it might tell people where it is, but it's not a public building. But, that'd be good. Because I'm sure there's loads of spare rooms there.
Yeah. Yeah, they might want to keep the location secret because of what's in it.
Well, it's just a warehouse. It's not actually a customer-facing thing.
We had it here where we had a Nintendo warehouse.
Oh,
and it was on an industrial park. And it's like anything. If you go round an industrial park and you see a load of buildings and a building doesn't have a name, obviously the local crims see that as what's in there then?
Yeah.
This was the same. This particular company didn't, have the name Nintendo. It was a logistics company that stored all their stock. Suffice to say, it got hit, and yeah, so it's now moved site again. Or no one really knows where it's gone, but yeah, a lot of stuff was removed from there.
Yeah. Prime target, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You know, it was a bit like when Brink's Mat got sorted, wasn't it? It was the only building on that industrial estate that didn't have a name outside, and people knew something was going on in there.
Yeah. You got a big sign saying, Dave's Innocuous Tomato Storeroom Warehouse.
Yeah.
We sell tomatoes, and they're nice.
Well, some of the biggest money drops and jewellery drops in London are done with old builders' vans because no one gives them a second look. Acme Plumbing with a grey bit of pipe on the roof and all of that. No one gives it a second look, do they?
Nope.
And to me, that makes perfect sense.
I really have got the World of Sport music in my head now, you absolute gimboid. You absolute gimboid.
You're not going to sleep well at all tonight now, are you?
No. Although I did get up early today, so.
Oh, you was an early bird, was you?
Yeah. I was very good. My alarm went off and I went, you know what? I'll actually get out of bed rather than just totally not getting out of bed. I'll be a good boy. Have a normal human sleep cycle.
AJ says, evening chaps, do either of you think that one day we'll build one of the big Polar Lights 1350 Enterprise kits? I'd build one, mate. I don't know whether eModels have got one in stock, but I'll do a build for them if they have.
I would not.
But I don't know whether they're still a thing.
Yeah, they get one for you. They could probably They're very expensive, but they get one for you.
Oh, well, there you go then. That'll be why then.
Well, it's not like they don't sell expensive kits, but whether they might
No,
have any stock.
I'm not saying that. It's an expensive build, therefore.
But no, I wouldn't do one because I think they're a very technically demanding build, and I don't have those kind of building skills.
Electricery. I would do one just for the electricery, but...
Well, that and all the modification you can do to it to accurize it and give it all support so that it doesn't all droop and everything. I've seen builds of it, and it does require a fair bit of technical know-how that I just don't have, basically. I went through a phase of doing Star Trek kits in the 90s when I was a much younger lad, and they were all terrible. Obviously, it weren't polar lights, but that kind of put me off doing Star Trek. I did Voyager, was quite good. But I mean, I wouldn't do the polar lights one just because I don't think I've got the technical prowess to successfully build one of those.
Yeah.
Could
be an interesting build.
Oh, yeah. But it's same reason I wouldn't even begin to think about doing like a Forge World Titan, because I just don't have the building skills for that kind of level of shenanigan.
Oh, I think you sell yourself short there.
No, you know me, I don't enjoy the building part, so...
Yeah, I know.
Anything more than a little bit of clean up and sprucing, it's anathema to me. I'm like, oh, I don't really want to... I just want to paint it. Like a Forge World Titan, you've got to do all the pinning and...
Yeah, if someone was to build it and then send you it, yeah.
It'd be an expensive postage. Whew. Coffee. Oh. Nom. I do have, though, having said that, I do have a Deep Space Nine runabout, Yangtze Kiang, in my stash under this very bench. It's the re-release round 2. And I did have the Marquee Raider that I've got rid of it now, but I must get another one of those and build that at some point. That's a nice simple kit, and it's 99% of it is painting. So I've done the Marquee Raider before, and it is a nice little kit, that. But yeah, it doesn't even begin to compare to Polar Lights. Polar Lights is like, you know, the those cars that PJ does, the expensive ones with metal and everything.
Yeah,
it's like them for Star Trek kits.
Yeah.
So you know what the Polar Lights ones are.
Yeah, the premium brand, mate.
Yeah. Premium search, phone soon, problem solved.
Yeah, it would be an interesting one to look at, but...
I do have a Voyage Home Enterprise in my loft.
Yeah, I've got a... Go on.
I was going to say original from 1980, whatever the kit, but it's got the raised Aztec panelling, so I just put it back in the box. And
yeah, you'd have to sand all of that down.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I got the Revell Voyager. Been a shelf queen for the last 6 years.
Yep. But that's the only thing that puts me off starships now, Star Trek starships, is you really need to light them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't do the lighting. I'm useless at it. Super match game, boom.
Yeah, I will get round to finishing it at some point. It's just one of them builds that every time I see it, it's like, yeah, I'll get round to building it, and then I just pass it by, pick up the next kit and build that. So I don't know why I switched off from it, because I've got all the electronics all wired up and ready to go. So it's not that.
Yeah. Well, you can build them without lighting. Say the Marquee Raider doesn't need any lighting really, and the runabout, I would build mine as powered down. So
yeah, almost as if it was in dry dock.
Yeah, but I can also use the excuse that if I'm trying to recreate a filming miniature, of course, the windows are just black. The nacelles are just copper and like red, so there's no light glow. Yeah. So yeah, it's just I'm rebuilding the filming miniature. Ha ha! There you go. And that's my excuse.
It works.
And I was watching a video a few days ago, actually, with Adam Savage, and they were looking. He had the guy from Prop Store of London. He was at a show, and they had somehow managed to acquire the original filming model for the Enterprise B, which was also in yesterday's Enterprise as the Enterprise C and some other ships. And he had it for sale. It was in amazingly mint condition, and it wasn't like one of the top of the range things like the Enterprise D or the Voyager. It was like a shoot it once or twice kind of model. So it was rough around the edges. It was really rough around the edges. Of course, you don't see that when you see it on screen.
No.
It's amazing. Super match. I get on with your rusting things, dear boy.
Getting on all right, mate. Yeah, I'm just putting on the beginnings of a base grey now, mate.
Ooh, base grey, you say? I think I'm just coming to the end of putting down my base grey. Base grey.
Yeah, I'm just putting on the base grey ready for the top colour to be dry brushed on. So, yeah.
Lovely. Very nice. What are you doing? Dry brushing it, aren't you?
Yeah. I was going to use a wallpaper roller, but I didn't think that would work.
That's a bit too painty with Nancy, that, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll just dry brushing it, mate.
Lovely. Well, I've done a couple of coats of the Skaven Black Dinge. I've done 2 normal coats. I'm doing a very thin coat now, just to top it off. Then I need to go back with the Sandry Dust and just tidy up some of the rough edges. And then I can dry brush the fluffy bits around the edge of each shape. Don't know if we'll get that done today, but...
Mate, what are we now? Do you want to do gun and a half past?
I'm happy to go for as long as you want to go for.
Yeah, that should be enough. Yep, going to half past.
That'll do, pig, that'll do.
Yeah, apologies for my belching there, folks.
I didn't even notice, for once. Never apologise for belching. It's a sign of a compliment to the chef or something.
Yeah, but if people aren't expecting it, it might blow their eardrums out if they've got headphones on.
That's true.
So.
If they've got headphones on, yeah, that's true. If they've got really bassy headphones like those Microsoft ones.
Yeah, so
nice.
I always make my apologies just in case it's blown an eardrum because...
Yeah, it's that or pay the medical expenses. You don't want to do that.
Exactly, so... AJ says the 5-colour Aztec paint scheme should be fun. Yes, I've got the 22-inch Eagle Transporter build in me stash to do, and yeah, part of me would love to get the decal set for it, but I've seen the price of it, and it's like, yeah. So
nice cartograph, but
yeah, I can see me ending up having hours of painful masking to do instead. So.
Well, thankfully with the Eagle, it's little squares. It's not like a big, complicated Aztec pattern. It's just lots of little tiny squares.
Absolutely. So
it's got a bit easier.
Dare I say it, the masking will be just as laborious as putting the decals on. So for me, I don't mind doing that. So I'll probably just mask it, to be honest with you.
When I was very much younger, I started making a Reliant, the big AMT Reliant.
Yeah.
And I was very, very young at the time. And I didn't know anything about Aztec. This was in the late 80s, early 90s. So I just started masking off the Aztec pattern with little tiny squares of masking tape. After about a week, I'd done like half the saucer's upper section of the saucer. I just gave up the will to live.
Yeah.
Because there were no Aztec, decal sets or anything like that in those days. Or the fret masking sets or anything. Not in them days.
And luckily for me, I've got a plotter cutter so I can design the mask. Scale it up and just print it out and it'll cut the masks to whatever shape I want, so I'll probably do it that way.
A plotter cutter. Is that like a trapper keeper?
Yeah.
Like a trapper keeper.
Yeah. So.
Did. Now I need to go back with the Sandry Dust. Anybody? No, dust. I think I'll start on the small bits because then it's easier for...
You're going to start on your small bits, are you, dear?
Start on my small bits. Oscar Small Bits. Hello, my name's Herbert Small Bits. Not Schnorbits, it's Small Bits.
I see what you did.
Do you see what I did?
I did.
What I did. Did you see it?
Yeah, once that's got white on it, yeah, that'll kick in. Happy days.
It's a bit too thin.
Always the worst part when you start doing these sort of paint jobs is... You're only putting down your initial first colour and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you have to kind of really think.
Got to just put it out your head.
project forward and think, this is what it's going to look like.
All I'm doing in my mind is I'm superimposing the end result on the model.
Yeah.
So that this stage doesn't bind me, because that putting your first colour down is always a gamble. And you sit there, don't you, and you're like, God, I'm really hating this, but you've got to not do that, because I can, in my head, see the different camo scheme that I'm going for. So
yeah, it's like I've said it many times before as well. It's like when I was doing like cartoon work, comic strip work. It would be like you pencil it in and it looks fantastic, and then you ink over it and it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
with a very light ink coat, just initial, like with some mapping pens.
Yeah,
and then you put on the watercolours, and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
Until you then go back with your brush or your dipping nib and you do the proper ink outlines over the top.
Yeah.
And then it all come, and then you put the black shadows and the cross hatch.
Yeah.
And then it all comes together. Because when it's just a faint outline and watercolours, it's like, oh, it's garbage. But you just have to keep in your head what the end result is meant to be.
Exactly.
And then it all comes to you and you go, yay, happiness.
This is it. Suddenly, like I say, you know, once I've got all the base colours down, I'll be happier, because then you can go into your detail painting. So,
Oh yeah.
at the moment, it's just, and obviously I've got a colour to go over the top of what I'm putting down. This is just for when I start chipping. So,
put down your colour.
Put down your colours of fun.
So what I'm doing here is I'm just, that real scrabbly edge that I had with the grey, I'm just straightening it with the Zandri dust. I'm just making it a reasonably smooth edge.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to go back and dry brush the grey over this edge and froth it up later. But it just gives me a more satisfying, more traditional camouflage edge, which in my brain also helps me sit there and not worry about what it looks like now. Like Colin was just saying, it helps reinforce that it's going to look different at the end. And when I come back, and at this point, and I have got the choice of either leaving it as solid edges or doing the dry brushing. So
yeah,
I can do a little bit of dry brushing on one colour. If it doesn't really work, I can just stop, paint it as a straight edge again, and then leave it as a solid colour scheme. So this is how I like to do it. This is how I do it. Did I just do like some kind of young? Did I do some kind of young people's music then?
Yeah, it was a bit Stock Aitken and Waterman, mate, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it was a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, do you want to go and just want to go and position yourself in the corner there, mate?
Yeah.
And contemplate and reflect on what you've done.
Yes. But you can see here I'm using the Zandri dust from the pot, and it's pretty much exactly the same colour as the spray can. It's not 100%, but it's close enough that once you've got the weathering on top, you'll never notice.
Yeah.
And that's the advantage of using a primer that's got the right colour, same colour as your base colour. You don't have to do a primer and a base colour, you just do, well, that's not really a primer, but you can use it as a primer. It's not as they're not as durable as primers, the spray cans, but they are. They allow the paint to grip in the same way as a primer does.
Yeah.
And all our models are shelf queens anyway, so.
Oh yeah.
They're not going to get manhandled. Manhandled.
Well, this is the thing, you know. If we know we're going to be moving a particular build around, we tend to know how we're going to pick it up and move it. So they're the areas that get the extra thick matte coats on or whatever. But the rest of it is pretty much as is.
As is. As is. As is. Ooh, I've got to put grey on that. As is. Chaz. Yes. Azzy. Yes. Chaz. Whoop. Nobody gets that reference.
I think they do.
Will. No, they don't. Nobody remembers that thing on Channel 4 all those years ago. Chaz.
Channel 4 still going, isn't it?
No, it was a little animated film on Channel 4 like the early 80s.
Yeah.
Nobody remember it.
Yeah,
I remember it because I'm weird.
Oh, you remember all the things, mate, all the obscure things.
I know.
fascinates me with some of the stuff that you recall. It's like, oh my
I
God.
remember Pob.
I remember Max Headroom.
Yeah, Max Headroom. It was that kind of era.
Yeah.
Max Headroom. I mean, everybody remembers that. He became a cultural thing. So
Cultural phenomenon.
phenomenon. The funny thing is that so many people know Max Headroom, but most people don't know about the mini-series that he came from.
No, there was a show. I can't remember what it was, though. But
It was just called Max Headroom. It was like his little backstory, and that came out first. And then he became this MTV cultural icon.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre because he was Channel 4, but hey. And then whenever I see Ed Fruitt in something now,
Yeah.
or Matt Fruitt even, I can't not see. I was watching Supernatural the day, and he was in an episode of that. He was playing the Horseman of Pestilence.
Yeah.
And it was like just Max Headroom when he was in Star Trek: The Next Generation as the guy
Keep
with the egg.
expecting him to go. Yeah.
Yeah, do a little glitch.
Yeah, that sounded a bit crazy, Frog, there. I do apologise.
Don't ever do Crazy Frog. Or you're banned from the internet. No. Otherwise, I'll start singing I'm Blue.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm blue and I'm in. No.
See, I know how to get under Fox's skin, folks. I really do.
Yeah, but the problem is we're mocking each other, but we're also torturing the viewers at the same time, which is probably not cool.
Yeah, I might not have thought that through very well.
Offline is one thing, but doing it in the middle of a live stream is...
Yeah.
There's going to be casualties.
Yeah, I can see them now going, yeah, Festa. Yeah.
We're never going to watch this channel ever again.
Yeah, you was doing all right until you did Crazy Frog. Don't want to know you now. Yeah, I know. I can feel
You were
it
my
coming.
friend until you did that.
I can feel the hate.
Yeah. I think you should just go and post a load of Angry Birds memes and really get with the programme.
Do I need to come and sit with you on that step and contemplate the severity of my actions?
Yeah. Super match game bomb.
Yeah, beginning to feel it. Beginning to.
Is it starting to talk to you?
Beginning to. It's. Yeah, I need to get past this stage.
Yeah, with me, it's having to get past the it looks like garbage little paint job. But as I'm painting this sandy dust over the top and cleaning up the edges, it just makes it just start to look more like it. Bizarrely makes the rest of the paint job look a bit better.
Yeah, I'm at that sort of
tidying it up.
It's like anything, because you put a lot of effort into your rust base, you're pretty much obliterating most of it, but and it's getting that out of your head, isn't it? And it's like, yeah.
That's always the tough thing, though. Man, I need to cough 1 second. That's always the tough thing, though, when you've got a paint job and it's got like half of the process, and then you've got another half that changes the way it looks.
Yeah.
But you've got used to the way it is at that point, and you're like, oh, I don't want to. You know, you need to do the thing to change it because it's the next step.
Yeah.
Like I'll get a paint job and I'll be doing, let's say I'm doing a red thing, and I've got the red colour. I think that's the perfect red colour. It's just the right colour now, but I know I've got to do like a wash over it, and it's going to make it darker and less bold, and I'm going to hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's only because it's not because it's wrong, but because I've got used to it looking the other way.
Yeah.
You just have to put that to one side, like you say, and say, nope, it's all the circle of life.
Yeah.
Now bring me the singing warthog. What?
Yeah, it is one of those, and it's...
You're one of those.
Yeah, it's just trying to get that out of your head, isn't it?
Yeah. It's very hard because, you can only look at what you've got in front of you, and it's as hard as you want, as much as you know what is to come and what you want to do, it's very hard to see that.
You get very blinkered with it because all you're seeing is, like you say, close up what's in front of you. And I have a little battery-powered turntable. So between this week and next week, there'll be an evening where this will spend its evening on there talking to me. And it just goes round and round in circles. And I then try to get an image of the Bane blade painted. And that's how I keep myself inspired to keep going. Otherwise, you would just go, yeah, it's not coming how I want it. And you'd stop.
Yeah.
And for me, that ain't going to get the end result. You've got to go through all of this to come out the other side.
Yeah, I mean, a classic example for me is when I was doing that red Wasbomb Dackerjet for another retailer who should remain nameless. And I'd done all the red shading and everything else. I was really happy with it. And then I did the chipping.
Yeah.
And it was pink chip. It was red. It was a red planes. It was pink chips, and then Rhinox hide dark brown interior chips.
Yeah.
And you know me, I always get to the point where I've done too many chips and I hate myself.
Yeah.
And I did all these chipping, and I looked at it and thought, oh my God, I have just destroyed this. It looks like it's got a disease. It looks terrible.
Looked a bit Dame Edna Everage.
It was like, it's just gone from looking like a really nice post-shading, pre-shading coloured panels to this absolute garbage with just drizzle everywhere. I've just ruined it.
Yeah.
So I sat there and I looked at it. I thought, you know what? Let's just go to bed. I'll go to bed because it was bedtime anyway. I'll go to bed. I'll come at it with fresh eyes in the morning.
Yeah.
And I came at it with fresh eyes in the morning and went, dear God in heaven, what have I done?
Yeah.
It looked just as bad. But then I had the thought, hang on. The reason it looks wrong is because of the contrast between the red panels and the pink, the bright pink chips, which is the pink, the bright colour, the highlight colour. So I thought, all I need to do is maybe just do something to bring them together. So I did a red glaze over the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it darkened the red panels, but it also darkened the pink, and it tied them together. And then after the other weathering, all that bright pink just disappeared and became a slightly lighter.
Yeah.
And it was because I lost the focus of what it would look like.
Yeah.
And it's, me and Colin have been doing this for years, and even we go through that. So, if anybody out there is doing this and you get to this step, don't worry. We all go through it. I go through it every time I do chipping.
You get this complete lack of confidence in your artistic vision, so to speak.
Yeah.
So you have to park it for a few days, and then you sit there and you go, look, I know what the chips are then, like you say, with that situation, you go in and you'll do a couple of chips to their finished state, and then you take a photograph, and then you sit there and look at it and go, actually, yeah, bang, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me.
And it's a caltrop that gets everybody. It's like a little mental caltrop. And to the people watching, if you're not experienced or if you're just new to the hobby, don't let it trip you up, because like I say, Colin and I have been doing this for a very long time, and even we get stuck by it. I've been doing chipping for years.
Yeah.
I know the way I do chipping, I know it inside out. I know what it looks like before, I know what it looks like after, and I know what happens when I put washes and stuff over the top, but it still trips me up every time. I look at it and go, oh, crikey, I've ruined it.
Yeah.
My brain goes, I've been doing this for years, but I've forgotten what it looks like when I do the next step.
Yeah.
So don't panic. It happens to everybody, and it's just part of the process. Don't give up.
Never give up on
panic.
it, folks.
And what's the worst that happens, Carl? What's the worst that if everything goes horribly wrong?
Just dip it and start again.
Yep. Dip it in Dettol, strip all the paint off and start again. At the end of the day,
it's only a paint
not the
layer.
end of the world. Yep.
All right, you've expended time and effort, but at the end of the day, if you're not feeling it and it's upsetting you, dip it.
Yeah. And at the very worst, if it's just to the point where it's something you can't recover at all, then don't worry. You've not just done a bad paint job on your boss's car. You've done a shonky paint job on a plastic model that you can just buy another one. It's just a plastic model. You've not sold your house. You've not put your kids into slavery. It's annoying, but it's just a plastic model. At the end of the day, I used to do oil paintings and drawings and stuff and cartoons.
Oh yeah.
I lost count of the times I draw a whole page of cartoon art, and the very last panel I do some kind of mistake that ruins and it could be like a week's worth of work.
Yeah.
Inking, colouring, penciling, lettering, and the very last panel I'll do something and I'll screw it up and I'll be like, that's ruined the whole page.
Yeah, start again.
Yep, start again. not the end of the world. It's just like, it's annoying. Just a plastic model. It can be repainted. It can get another one if you need to. Of course, if you're painting for a golden demon or something, then
that's soul destroying, then, isn't it? But
yeah, that's something completely different. But, if you're just painting a shelf queen for your collection, doesn't matter.
But I say we've all done it, I mean, I've dipped a few paint jobs in my time where you get to that point and you fight through it and you're like, I'm still not feeling it. I really am not feeling it. So then I'll leave it. If after 48 hours the verdict is the same, it's like, that'll.
Yeah. Either that, or if you don't want to do that, if you want to do that, just put it in a box.
Yeah.
Put it on the shelf. Come back to it in a year or later. Come back to it in the future when you'll have learnt a lot many more things.
Yeah, I've got a couple down there on the shelf that I stopped painting at a certain stage, and it's not that I don't like the paint jobs. It's just my skill set on Warhammer painting at the time wasn't where it is 12 months later. And it's, once I'm happy that I can do the effects I want on them with a brush, I'll go back to them. Yeah.
And it also might be that, you get in a funk on a paint job, and, you think, I'm just going to stop. And that's fine. But then you might come back 2 years later and you've got a whole load of techniques that you didn't know when you last did it. And you think, since I did that last, I remember this kit. Yeah, well, now I know how to fix that. Now I know how to do a different thing that's better than that.
Since then, we've done Lehman Russ. I picked up some new techniques on there. I can go back and apply them now to that. And it's nothing wrong, mate.
So,
you can watch other modelers build them. You can watch other well-known two-fin coach type people do their painting. And you learn these techniques and you go, right, I now know or have seen them do it. I've got a rough idea on how to do it with a brush. I'm going to go and have a go at that. And voila, suddenly you're creating it. So,
I mean, it's something that's actually quite common in the tabletop miniatures world anyway. If you don't make tabletop miniatures, if you're just like, a regular modeler, it's quite common in the tabletop gaming world to have like an army. And you've painted them up and you play this army for so long. And a lot of people will be like, you know what? I fancy switching it to a different faction. Same models.
Yes.
But you might have a load of Space Marines and be like, you know what? I've been playing Space Wolves for 4 years now. I really want to play, I don't know, Blood Angels or something. I know it's not just a different colour, but just for the purposes of illustration.
Change their faction over. Job done.
Yeah. All they do is take them outside, prime them, repaint them.
Yeah.
You don't even need to strip them. Sometimes they'll just put, if it's not got a bad paint job on from the start, if it's a nice smooth paint job, they'll just take them outside, get the rattle can of primer, there you go, right, let's paint them a different colour.
Yeah, there's no shame in it. It saves you money as well. It saves you going out and buying another figure set. It's like,
yeah. But that's the thing, even if you've just built like a tank or something, or not a tabletop miniature, but any model you've got, you built a Spitfire or something, as long as if you've done a decent paint job and it's nice and smooth, you can just prime it and start again. Same way you do with the paint mule, you just reprime it and carry on. So, and if it really comes to the worst, then it just becomes a nice paint mule. It's your test
that's
pig.
the thing at the end of the day, because a lot of the times, if you've got something like that, you just use it as a paint mule.
Yeah.
I mean, the best paint mule for Warhammer would be a Lehman Russ that you could sit there and just paint many different schemes on. Just practice with it, dip it, and then that'll become part of your army at a later date. Job done.
Yeah, Lehman Russes are great because they're not that big and not complicated.
Exactly. You can get pretty much all the techniques that you need to do on a Lehman Russ.
Yeah, you've got painting tracks and rust, you've got weathering, you've got chipping.
Camo, you name it. Yeah.
You name it, they sell it. Wait, what? You one-stop shop for, wait, what?
Yeah, one-stop shop for all your weapon needs.
What you doing?
Me, I'm cleaning up, mate, because it's 20 past, so I'm just... Rather than take on another section, I'm gonna just clean up for a little bit, and
I shall keep going to the end.
That's all right, mate.
I'll finish it off when we come off air. I've only got a little bit of clean up to do. We'll do the dry brushing next time.
I've got the rest of the dry brushing to do, so I'll sort that out. But
Do 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 do.
Once this layer's on, I can get some chipping fluid on.
Yeah, I shall have a look at yours when we show it at the end.
Oh, please don't. It's not spectacular at the moment. It's
just so I can see what you're doing and where you're up to. I can't really look at the screen because I'm facing the wrong way, so
yeah,
I can't really see until the end. Until the end.
Mine's at that first layer stage of yeah. I know in my head the direction it's going in, so that's good enough for me.
It's good enough for you, then it's good enough for me.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's the song.
Bearing in mind as well, this is only the base grade that's going to get exposed under certain chips. So, and I would still go around and do brush chips as well because
yeah. Oh yeah, sometimes you want the delicate finery of brush chips. Always.
Yeah.
There is a certain relaxing fun to be had.
Exactly.
Although I will agree. Doing it on a Beyblade, yeah, you really do end up ripping your soul out by the end of it.
Well, the thing with the Beyblade as well that you've got to bear in mind is the size of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do a large chip on a Beyblade, it's going to be the size of someone's front door. Now, a rock ain't going to make a chip that big.
No.
So you've got to try and think how big it is in life, and then yeah, that's why my rust is fading through the centre of some of the panels around the edges. And all right, I've gone to all of that effort of putting the rust coat on, but knowing most of it's going to be covered anyway.
But it's just giving you the freedom to choose where you want those exposed bits to be.
Absolutely.
You could have all of it, you could have none of it, but you can do whatever you want because you've covered the whole thing.
Well, this is it, because it's basically got a generic texture underneath it. I can then choose to show certain parts of it more than others. It might be that one panel on there is particularly old, or one of the other panels has been replaced. So,
yeah.
Because don't forget,
these are old.
These could have been going round in the wilderness for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
Working its way along.
He's not just making that up. In the lore, these tanks can be hundreds of thousands of years old.
Absolutely. It's
They've been
there
around for at least 10,000 years.
on its own. Going chugga, 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 boom, boom.
I like to think it makes the Jetsons floating car noise. I can't do the noise.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a shame if it was a little bit lame? It fires its gun, it goes, It would have to be big boom, wouldn't it?
Looking at yours there, I'm getting a nice kind of winter camo effect off it. It's quite nice, actually.
You like that, do you?
It's like that kind of white winter camo wash, but not grey, not white. It's a nice effect.
It's going to be faded. It'll come through. At the moment, this is just Celestra grey that's gone down. I've got Ufura to go over the top of it. And then obviously darker chips will go around the edge with some of the underlying red oxide showing through, and which probably means the entire rust effect I've done I shall be doing again on top of it. But hey, you know.
Yeah, but it's fun. But yeah, you've got the added challenge of actually trying to paint, because it's not quite white, but it's almost white, isn't it? So
yes,
you've got to paint an almost white colour over a dark brown red colour. So that's why you're doing all your Celestra greys and stuff.
Absolutely, because no colour's white, because that's what I use the white scar for, to highlight. You know, it's a bit like black. If you paint black, you're knackered.
Yep.
But you know, if you do loads and loads and loads of dark greys, then you can use black as a defining paint, like a pin wash or whatever. So,
but you learned well, you see, because you're starting off with your light greys to block out the red colour, and then go for your brights.
Well, it's like when I first painted it red oxide. You was like, "Cool, that's bright." I went, "Yeah, but I'm doing a full rust effect over it, so it knocks the red oxide down. But in places where I need it to be exposed, I know it's there."
Mm-hmm. So, you're constantly exposing yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, I might get arrested for that.
I'm sure you've got a special piece of paper.
Random as ever says I can't master the camo. The camo's like your name, mate. Random. Don't overthink it, mate. Yeah. And the beauty or the ease of it when you're doing camo is turn the model, adjust the model. You know, you might be doing a bit here, fine. Now tilt it up and do another bit, because your brain tries to memorise patterns. Or better still, turn the model upside down and paint the camo.
Yeah.
It's a bit like painting eyes on a face. Just turn your head upside down. You don't get cross eyes then.
Yeah, it's like I was saying that at the start, because I don't often do like patch camo like this, and it's like whenever I try and do it, it just comes out of stripes like that, and it's really boring. And I find it hard not to do that, but I've done it anyway. So so it's one of those things. Yeah. It's difficult to do random.
If you go on my channel and look at my little French tank that I did, my little French tank. And you'll see that I have the tank on a little turntable, and I'm just constantly, because I free-handed the camo, I'm just spinning it around constantly. Doing a bit, spinning it around, doing another bit. That way it takes away that temptation to form a camo pattern.
He just likes to be able to go and look at his little French tank.
My little French tank. Yeah.
I shall call you Lieutenant Gruber from now.
Gruber. Look
at my little tank.
Yeah, my little French tank with its freehand camo scheme. It's just like... Zzz. I mean, look at the little cannon on that gun. Look.
It's just a rifle with wheels, isn't it?
It's like,
basically.
Yeah.
And that's the thing to remember, especially when you're painting camo schemes. If it's an oldie worldy like World War II camo scheme, don't forget that was often painted by the crew in the field. So it was just two of the tank crew with a couple of pots of paint doing random stripes. There's no. Sometimes it was done at the factory, but
two of the tank, two of the tank, yeah.
Super tank game, but often if the tank changed theatre of battle,
yeah,
and moved to a different area, they'd have to change the camouflage, and it'd be down to the tank crew then to just slap it on.
Yeah.
What would they do, Ted?
Slap it on.
Here. Slap it on. So, yes. So I'm just getting this cleaned up. So hopefully next week I can start the actual fluffing. I like to do a nice bit of fluffing.
You like to fluff, don't you?
I like to fluff my edges.
That's coming along well, mate.
I'll go to all that trouble, and I mean, right now I'm looking at it and thinking that grey's too dark. And that, because the thing I don't like on the Baneblade is all the Games Workshop is when you have the green and yellow colour. I don't like that, the green and sand colour. It's like, oh no. Or green and black, like a real world tank with green and black. I don't like that colour scheme.
Oh, it's your Bane. Well, I'd say your Baneblade, but you know, it's the model you're building. You paint it what colours you want, mate.
But the thing is, it's like this right now. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, oh, I don't like this colour scheme, because if I was doing a basic Games Workshop style, I'd just put a brown wash around all the rivets now, and that'd be it done. And a dry brush of like a light colour, and that'd be done. And that'd be like, that would look terrible. But I know there's so much to come on this that I can ignore the fact that colour is very different from that colour.
Yeah.
Because when I give this a wash, that colour is going to darken massively. So
yeah, exactly. You've got all of that to go on it, yeah? Got all that blending to do and washes and
all the post shading I'm going to do, which will make it all nice and varied. So I've still got a lot of tidying up to do on this grey, but we're just getting there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How are you thinking about yours then?
I'm all right with it. Yeah.
Are you coming up with ideas as you see it?
Sorry, mate. I was just having a swig of orange, mate.
That's right. Are you coming up with new ideas as it speaks to you?
Once I've got the bog standard paint scheme done, then I can go around and do all me chipping, me rivets, me streaking, and all of that lot.
The thing I love about yours is, and the thing that's influencing how I see it, is the mud guards you put at the front, the track guards.
Yeah.
Because to me, that just reminds me of the Horus Heresy Baneblades on Forge World's website.
Yeah.
Which have those track guards.
Yeah, it's just got that look about it.
And then I'm thinking of the paint jobs they do on the tanks on Forge World's website, which are vastly superior to the ones on the GW website.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm getting a whole Horus Heresy vibe to that.
Yeah, I can, in my mind, I can see the Dazzle camo and so. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of them, innit? Like, so I don't want to go too heavy with the layers, you know. I want them all to fade. I want some of them to be chipped through to reveal the layer underneath. So there's quite a bit. I think each layer, and then there's going to be a bit of chipping fluid between that and the next layer. And
I mean, what I was saying earlier on about where you get so far in, you think you're really happy with it, then you know you've got to change it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm looking at that thinking I'd get all that painted up like that and I'll be like, this looks brilliant. Then I put the camouflage and be like, oh no, it looked better before. But then you have to remember it's still got loads to do.
This is it. You know, I was really loving the plain rust colour. But you can't just deliver a model that's so you know it's only an underlayer, so you have to take that out of your mind. You know, it's just in areas where I want to expose it. Say if I wanted to expose that entire corner, I know there's about 6 different shades of rust already under there. So, that makes it easy for me. So, yeah.
It's all the fun of the game.
Absolutely, mate. But, yeah. So, yeah, I shall probably carry that on and get that all over the first layer done. And then I can go next week, probably come back and start putting the brighter greys over it. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes.
I'll get this tidying up finished and I'll start the dry brushing next week.
There you
and then
go.
wash. I think I'm being called away in a moment, so...
Yeah, no, that's all right, mate. We'll pack up for the night because it's 11:30 anyway, mate.
Ooh.
So massive, massive, massive big thanks for you all for coming in and keeping us
Thank you,
company.
everybody.
And we'll see you this time next week for another Workbench Wednesday live for eModels. There'll also be coming up this Monday, will be the eModels Monday show.
We're back on Monday, aren't we?
Myself, Fox, Ted, and Chris. So that'll be back on, and it is my What's in Store this week, folks. So it'll be a nice, easy one. We'll then be back Friday for a frolic on my channel and Warhammer Saturday on Fox's channel. So keep an eye out, folks.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
We'll see you on the next one, folks.
Yeah.
Bye-bye for now.
Adios, amoebas. eModels.co.uk.